Greetings, pro wrestling fans, and thank you for joining us at the Pro Wrestling Look Back podcast. I'm Nick, and I'm sitting here with...
Just Don.
Just Don.
That's it, eh? I miss the names.
Hey, man.
New year, new Don.
Yeah.
What does it say on the Tonga Club now, too? From bad guy to good guy?
When it's necessary, it'll be back.
And it's your boy, your official boy, Younger.
Yeah, stay tuned for the Battle of Your Boy coming 2019.
Shout out to
No,
Jay.
there's no... fuck off.
But
Whatever.
This is the Look Back Show, and we are the Pro Wrestling Look Back, so we're happy to be here providing you a look back. Yeah. We're going to be doing Royal Rumble 2006 today. This show it's a little bit different than some of the other shows we did in the past. We actually watched the pay-per-view last weekend, tried to record with Jag, and shit kind of hit the fan.
Just breaking kayfabe here.
Completely. Yeah. I got to let the people know. That this is going to be a one-off, a little bit different.
Yeah.
So we've come back a week later. We've fixed our equipment. We've refreshed our memory on the pay-per-view. And, I mean, I've got more notes than we probably need anyway. So I think we'll be good in that department.
Hey, more notes the better. You never know.
But, yeah, that's definitely true. Before I get into my normal stats of the pay-per-view, is there anything you guys want to talk about this pay-per-view off the bat?
You know what? Just over on the Royal Rumble in general, I think all of us are kind of almost on the same page. It's definitely just watching it and the order, the structure of the Rumble match itself. I love Royal Rumbles, man. One of my favorite pay-per-views, definitely, of all the pay-per-views throughout the year, all the big ones, Mania. I've just always been a huge fan of the Royal Rumble. This one in particular, love the theme, the set, the structure of the match. The Royal Rumble match itself was done really well too.
Did they always do it like that back in the day? Did they always have that entrance music / theme in the background? You know what I mean? Like how they set up their stage and everything else. And
the Royal one, you mean? Like
yeah.
Not Royal Rumble, but I mean the Royal theme of the Kings and stuff. No, that was kind of just for this year. That was kind of the theme of Royal Rumble. I think it was based around the whole McMahon family being like the royal family. So they were McMahon was dressed up like Caesar and that whole Roman kind of gimmick, I guess you could say.
I liked it.
Yeah.
That was cool.
No, I definitely I enjoyed it. I guess I can say too, I watched this one live. I remember watching this in 2006. I also remember a cool little story. Our local, I guess kind of local, Fan 590 radio station, I remember calling in to one of those shows to talk about the fact that was one of the most memorable Royal Rumbles kind of in history. So
it's wild.
Yeah, it's cool that I was on the radio talking. It was just like a weekend. I think it was like a Saturday afternoon radio show where they would talk about pro wrestling.
Yeah.
And they were taking phone calls. I think I was driving home from work with, I think two of my buddies were driving behind me too. So I was kind of wishing that they had turned on the fan and listened to me, because I remember getting to my house and I was like, yo, I was just on the radio talking about Rey Mysterio. So I don't know, cool little thing. But the normal stats like we do for every look back show. It's been a while. I think our last look back was SmackDown episode 1. Go check that out.
Yeah.
It wasn't the most popular episode, so maybe go give her a view. But so the date was January 29th, 2006. The city was Miami, Florida. The venue was the American Airlines Arena. It said 16,000 people. I don't think that that's correct, because I highly doubt that there was 16,000 right on the dot.
Yeah.
And normally when I do when we do the look backs and I find all the stats, it's 15,402 or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? So 16,000 right on the dot seems to me to be a bit of either rounding down or rounding up or whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. Not that really matters, but I don't know. Just figured I'd bring it up.
Yeah.
Raw and SmackDown event as this was before they relaunched ECW. There was no music listed for the show either, but we found that out once the show started, because like Younger said, the music was more of a royal theme. Picture something you hear at like a royal wedding or something like that. I don't really know how to...
Some Roman Colosseum type of
Exactly,
stuff,
yeah. So that was the theme. Like I said, the poster was the McMahon family kind of dressed up in their Roman royal gear.
Yeah.
And what's the word? A toga? Is that what they're called?
Togas, yeah.
Yeah.
Similar to that WrestleMania years ago.
Which one was that?
There was outdoor.
What was that, 6? No, not 6. I know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah.
I think it might have been 4, but it was in Vegas.
Yeah.
It was at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas, yeah. And the last thing I wanted to mention, it was the 19th annual Royal Rumble, so it was the 19th edition of the Royal Rumble match. Yeah, those are kind of our little basic stats we always provide at the beginning of the show. I figured before we go into a little bit of the show open, just because we did watch it last week, we watched a bit of Raw and SmackDown kind of leading in to the pay-per-view. And there was a couple segments on there that, holy fuck, they wouldn't have made the air nowadays, let me tell you. So if you have the network, go back and watch maybe the Raw before the Rumble 2006 and see Vince talking to HBK. It's definitely worth checking out, as well as Edge and Lita trying to bribe / persuade other wrestlers with maybe some favors to be Edge's teammate.
He wasn't rated R for nothing.
No, certainly not. And Lita had, no gripes about it, that's for sure. And Triple H also cut a really good promo on the episode of Raw, just talking about how he was going to win the Rumble, and just a typical, go home promo. Jesus Christ, I can't even speak. And then SmackDown was Kurt Angle versus Eminem in a handicap match.
Yeah,
I thought that was different because they didn't bill it to be, what's the word? They weren't stacking the deck. Like to me, it seemed just like, oh, Kurt Angle's against both of them tonight, and that's just a normal.
That's just how we're going to do. We're not going to move anything forward with it. We're
just
going to leave it here.
Yeah, and I feel like nowadays when we get it, and being 2018, if we get handicap matches, it's always like, oh, we're going to stack the deck against this guy, and it's going to be, he has no shot at winning, kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas this, to me, seemed completely normal. And they were the tag champs, so I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing, but
I think they kind of, I remember the graphic, didn't they kind of show it as like champion versus champion type of thing too? So that's a nice little add-on.
And he was the world heavyweight champion at the time, so. And the only other thing about the shows before the pay-per-view was the main event on SmackDown was Rey Mysterio versus Mark Henry.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of just playing off of they had a match prior for the number one contendership to fight Kurt Angle. So I think they were just fighting again. Mm-hmm. I'm not really sure why, but yeah. So I don't know. Anything else before we dive right in?
That Vince promo, I've talked about it a few times. I just loved it, between the dynamic with Vince and Shawn Michaels, where I guess Vince at this point was really trying to bring out the old Shawn of the 95, 96.
Like I said, go back and watch this fucking segment.
That was fucked.
Yeah, it was hilarious. Like, to me, I loved it. I also forgot that this was all leading into them doing the program for Mania as well, right?
Yeah, the match at Mania 21, and we'll talk about that later when we get into the Royal Rumble and everything, but yeah, definitely good stuff. The only other thing I guess I should mention as well is the commentators. For SmackDown, we had Taz and Michael Cole, great combo, and for Raw, we had The King and Joey Styles. I don't remember much of this, even though I was watching it live at the time. I think this must have been when JR got let go, because he wasn't there at all. Coach was like kind of the
Coach as well, right? Yeah.
But Coach was also in the Royal Rumble, so I don't think he did much commentary for this pay-per-view.
Yeah, until the later.
Yeah.
Coach was always backstage.
Did he come out for the main events, though? I actually can't remember.
I know that after he was eliminated, he sat at the table.
Oh, okay. Well, then there you go. Because I don't think he was doing commentary prior to the Rumble match. But
he had to get warmed up, man.
Yeah, he had to
ready.
Stretch it out. His T-shirt, just "I'm the coach."
Yeah.
But yeah,
I thought a lot of detail into that.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, we'll get into it later. But so the show opened with a lot of promos, just typical, building up the main event title matches later in the night. They were talking a lot about Edge. I kind of threw it on again today, just in the beginning, and it was really promoting the Edge and Cena match, and Edge being, can he keep his belt, and the whole what was transitional champion? I think he was saying I'm not a transitional champion. Yeah. So that was big in the way they were building, that match. What was it? The pyro? What was it there? Yeah. Did you guys remember much of this? Because I know it was a week ago and they didn't show much of the pyro in the highlight video, but it was insane. Like, there was a shit ton, like more than. Yeah, I know we always say this when we do our look backs because, well, there's no pyro now. Yeah. But it was incredible, the amount of pyro.
I do, now that you say it, the visual I can remember in my head. Yeah, it was quite a lot. I feel like for the big ones, the big four,
they always went balls out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was obviously lots of signs as per usual.
Yeah.
Back then. The crowd being lit up is a bit different. what do you guys prefer? I mean, before we get right into it, this is something I'm curious of your guys. Do you guys like the way NXT does it, where the crowd is darkened and the ring is lit? Do you like the way they do it on Raw and SmackDown nowadays in pay-per-views, where the crowd is kind of lit up with colors? Or do you prefer this way, where it's almost like they just turn the lights on in the building?
I like it with NXT, and I like it when they do it back in the day.
So, like...
I like seeing all the signs. I like seeing people into it. I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I wasn't trying to focus on that, but it was nice to see people there that are actually entertained and, you know.
For sure, engaged.
Yeah. No, I hear what you're saying. I agree, because I think it depends. So, for this particular year, and even some stuff around this time, I like the look of it, because we don't get as much... Like, if you watch the product now, it's so much more, like, brighter.
Yeah.
We talked about this a few
Raw.
weeks ago. We were watching some old 2002 King of the Ring, and then popped on Raw. And the color difference was such
true
a huge difference. So,
I'm sure HD has something to do with that, but
all that being
I
said,
totally
I don't know if I would like it as much now if they did that, light up the whole. I don't know now, but back then it was perfect.
Yeah,
and I do also love the NXT style, because it really just
focuses
on the wrestlers.
It's way more old school, like
Same
traditional
thing they did at the all women's pay per view. So
Yeah.
similar. Yeah, so.
which we talked about in our best of and
But I don't
many
hate
roundtables.
the way they do it on Raw and SmackDown now either.
No, not
I'm okay with it.
yeah. I guess it's not a big thing to
Yeah.
really dive too deep into anyway. But like I said, the promo build at the beginning of the pay-per-view was good. There was just a lot of good. Excuse me. There was a lot of good matchups between wrestlers that you wouldn't maybe expect, like Kurt Angle and Mark Henry going at it, and a little like JBL and Boogeyman we'll get to later, but just some matches that you wouldn't maybe have expected going in, right?
Oh, man.
But there wasn't much else after that. They got right to it.
Yep.
And they started it out, I don't know, personally, this was the wrong person to start the pay-per-view out and the wrong music to maybe hit the airwaves as the pay-per-view started, but we had Kid Cash coming out, Cruiserweight champion. We had a match with Kid Cash. Who was in it? I can't even remember.
So we had Kid Cash, we had Gregory Helms, we had Funaki,
we had Paul London.
we had Paul London,
And you can't forget my boy Nunzio.
and Jamie Noble as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good little fatal six-way, I guess you want to call it. I don't know. It wasn't really a battle royal,
They
right?
called it a Cruiserweight Open. So to be eligible for this match, you had to have held the title in the past.
Ah, yes, they did say that. They did say that.
And that's what was interesting, because Gregory Helms was the only guy in this match from Raw. So they were really saying, like...
talking about the fact that he was a little bit bigger, too?
Yes, they did. Yeah.
He looked bigger.
Yeah, like I think they mentioned the fact that he was eligible, even though he may or may not still be a cruiserweight.
Yeah. So he might not be in the weight limit now, but because he's a former champion.
In this particular match, which I guess it makes sense. It justifies why he's able to wrestle in
But
the
you know
match.
what makes me wonder about that? Like, I just thought of this now. Why wasn't Matt Hardy in there then? Matt Hardy could have been in there too.
Well, I guess technically you're right. They would have had that. They would have covered their bases enough that they could have put him in there, and people wouldn't have complained about it. Did you guys have any other thoughts? I mean, we can go. I don't know. I get why they did this one first. To me, it had kind of a Royal Rumble feel to it, with there being a lot of guys in the ring at the same time. Yeah. Maybe that's why they wanted to start the show with that.
Yeah.
But
boy, you didn't like the Kid Cash open?
No, and it's nothing against Kid Cash. Well, maybe it is, but I just think that that's not the right guy to choose to start the pay-per-view. And maybe that's me being more of a newer fan and always thinking about that kind of shit, because nowadays I feel like there's like 10 people that start pay-per-views nowadays, and that's it, if that. You know what I mean? You've got Bayley, maybe Finn Balor. There's a few other people that are like, they have that music that gets the people out of their seat when the pay-per-view is about to start.
Yeah.
No, Not even just that, too. He's the champion. He should have came out last.
That was another interesting.
There you go.
That was another interesting one.
That's a whole separate argument in itself. Exactly. So, I don't know.
So that tripped me out a little bit. But yeah, I know what you mean. You want that music to pop. Yeah, like it's like, okay, we're here finally. Pay-per-view's on. And Kid Cash, it's like, oh.
Yeah. It's just like, he doesn't have memorable music that I can think of. And
even Paul London would have been a better choice, because his music's a little more exciting and upbeat.
And he comes up flying to the ring too.
As crazy as it sounds, even Funaki, like everybody likes Funaki.
Yeah. No, it's true. Yeah.
It's just... It's like, oh, Funaki, yay! You know what I mean? Like, it's just
it's not the most like it's like underwhelming music. It's nothing against him as a wrestler, because he did pretty well in this match.
Exactly, and the match was decent. It was pretty good. I mean, Paul London was fucking on fire. Younger talk on your boy Paul there a bit.
Gained a new fan.
My fucking boy Paul, man. I miss Paul so much. Yeah, Paul was awesome, man. Like when I was growing up, I forgot you were saying, Dom was saying how him and Kendrick were a tag team back in the day. And I was like, they were? And I'm like, oh yeah, what the fuck am I saying? Yeah, that's why I started liking him in the first place.
Yeah.
Because I just like the high flying guys, you know what I mean? I was right into Power Rangers back in the day, so I liked all that ninja shit, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So
that's a good comparison, yeah.
Yeah, so I liked seeing like guys like, it was around that time I think too, so it was cool seeing like Paul London and shit in there. Like I miss him so much, man. Fuck.
I don't know what he's doing now. I couldn't tell you.
Smoking weed, laying on a beach.
I'm not too sure. I know at one point he popped up in Lucha Underground.
That's
this is
unreal.
totally random, but I know he
Wow.
did. Yeah, I know he did.
Maybe we can pop us a little bit of information later on in the show.
There's something I should let you. It's that Daniel Bryan DVD I have of Underground. This is totally off topic here, but while we're on Paul London, there's a match with him and Paul London on there that you'd really like. It's from like old ROH. It's Daniel Bryan, Paul London.
Oh, I got to
It's good
see
shit,
that.
yeah.
That's sick. That's cool.
Yeah, how about the backflip outside the fucking ring, landing on his stomach?
It's not even just that. Like he cleaned it before he even hit the ground. You notice that before? Like he was still in midair and he was like,
He had flipped before he even fully
exactly
touched anyone.
What I thought was so impressive about it too is like, you know, a lot of times you get all the guys kind of, and you can see it coming, like, oh, we're gonna get him, we're gonna catch him. Like,
and the camera's not showing the guys down there.
Yeah.
They're showing the guy that's
exactly
up top.
And then his face, he ate the fucking
Mat.
the mat on the floor. So I was
From his
shit.
chest upwards, none of his chest or anywhere above that touched a wrestler.
Yeah.
It was straight hitting the fucking mat.
It didn't even look like he waited for the wrestlers to come together. You
Yeah,
notice
no,
that?
yeah.
It's like boom, he hit him, and then he goes, and there it goes. Oh, never mind. He's done the backflip already. Okay, here we go. Standing shooting star press.
Definitely an exciting style of wrestler.
Shout out to
Well, not standing shooting star press. Sorry, shooting star press.
Well,
I guess.
But
right?
I guess I guess you're right. It's
Yeah.
off top rope, but still,
Yeah.
he did it so he almost jumped up before he went.
Yeah,
out.
that was
It was like
crazy.
up,
Like-
flip, and then down.
Yeah.
Oh man, he was sick as
Again,
fuck, man.
I mean, hopefully, if you're listening to us, you've checked out the pay per view. But if not, go check out this pay per view. Gregory Helms for the win with a shining wizard.
Yeah. He
Kind of
he
unexpected.
snuck in there too.
Yeah, and we didn't talk about. He got attacked at the beginning of the match as well.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
all
when he
went-
first came in the ring,
Came
yeah.
after him, because
Yeah.
he was the only Raw guy, so they wanted to, and the bigger men of all the
Of-
guys, so
of
they
the
all wanted to
wrestling.
take him out, I guess.
Yeah, and you already mentioned that I had it written down, but the fact that he was on Raw. Do we remember? I know I don't. I mean, I know I watched it, but I was probably 12, 13 maybe. He took the belt back to Raw, or was he now on SmackDown?
So
See, I don't remember this. Yeah.
I know this for a fact. I know he had a very lengthy title reign. Like he had one of the, if not longest, cruiserweight title reigns from, I believe, this point on. Now, whether he went,
I believe that because I can't think of many cruiserweight champions post Gregory Helms that isn't Hornswoggle.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
which, fuck.
yeah, I know. It definitely wasn't, I guess, the best time at this point afterwards,
After this,
right?
yeah,
So
the height of the cruiserweight division was definitely in the rearview mirror.
yeah,
Until as of late,
exactly.
But yeah, if there is nothing else to say about that, we can move on.
Yeah, the only other thing I guess to note, which I'd be interesting to look at after, is he didn't pin the champ. He didn't pin the champ. He pushed him out of the way.
Was Kid Cash about to pin somebody and then he?
Yeah,
I
Kid
missed
Cash
that.
was Kid. I believe it. Who did he pin? Jamie Noble, I believe it was.
Yeah.
So I think Kid Cash was kind of working on Jamie Noble, and then
Yeah, Helms came in
Gregory
and
just
kind of
came
threw him
in,
out of the ring.
tossed him out of the way,
Yep.
and then that's why at the end you see Kid Cash like, fuck. He didn't even get pinned and lost the title. But that's what happens in these type of scenarios and matches, right?
Yeah. No, absolutely. I don't know how much it mattered, I guess, if he switched side. Like, I don't know if there was a rematch or anything like that for Kid Cash or...
Yeah, I'd be curious to look into that.
We'll have to look back at it. But going forward, more unappropriate Vince backstage.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
So he's with Teddy Long, telling him, I got this. Don't worry about tonight. I'm handling this.
This was an interesting one.
It was very interesting. He kind of walked over to Candice, Tori, and Victoria, and I don't really... It was just very, like, I don't know, unappropriate, I guess, for nowadays.
Yeah, I don't even know if I would... This one, I think they got a little more...
Later on,
as the night went
like
on.
with Triple H and his balls.
Yep, exactly.
We'll talk about that later, too. But, yeah.
Can you pass me my ball?
Yeah. So, who was in there this time? Randy Orton? No, this was...
This is all leading into that?
This
Okay,
was all,
okay.
the same. So Randy Orton comes in to pick his number for the Rumble. And I have it written down here, Dawn, that you asked a question when we were watching it. Like, is this still a thing? did they still do this? Not to my recollection.
Yeah, because I don't remember it in recent years.
No, they haven't done this in a long time.
Where they pick the numbers out of the little.
They need to bring that back. It's way
Totally.
better. Way better.
Amazing. It was an awesome fucking segment. So you had Triple H come in afterwards, basically tell Randy, I'm gonna fucking win, right?
Yeah, but you know what I just thought of? I remember in, I want to say 2016, whenever the year was that Roman entered and they put the title on the line in the Rumble. I remember them doing
when Triple H won the Rumble.
They were doing a thing on Raw with this. Like Stephanie McMahon would bring it out to the main top of the aisleway, and people were doing it like that. Not so much with everybody, but I think
I remember what you're talking about.
I do remember
too.
seeing that.
But I definitely prefer doing
this is
the segments the night of the Rumble.
Yeah.
Because it's like, we're here, we showed up for the Rumble tonight, now we got to make our pick.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than making your pick 2, 3, 4 weeks ahead of time.
Yeah.
I don't know. How did you guys think just the acting with Randy and Triple H? I loved. I thought it was really the playing off between them, the fact that we're in Evolution and taking the I think Triple H said, I'm going to take the title off of you, or I'm going to take it off of you again if you win, kind of thing. I know I could be wrong, but
because I don't think at this point Randy had beat Triple H.
No, like he won the world title the year before and then lost to Triple H.
Yeah,
right?
and Triple H was
kind of like later or whatever.
Yep.
Sticking it to him, you can't beat me. So.
Exactly. So then Triple H asked Candice or Tori to open her box, and he put his hand in and grabbed his little pick and then hands it over. Or Candice, oh my God, it was so stealing a word for Tanner right now, but fucking cringe. Candice comes around with her little fucking star wand and touches the fucking ball with it, and he's like, "Oh, thanks. Hold my ball." I just.
Oh yeah.
I get the hold my ball part was fine, but her pretending to give it some fucking fairy dust or whatever.
But even that was kind of cringe when he said it, because he kind of threw it in there in an awkward. Like you could tell he was kind of awkward, but he's like, "Hold my ball." Like he kind of quickly threw it in there.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, hold my ball." It was fucking weird, man. But then the way he and I can't do it because we're not a video show, but the way he opened the paper and then his face was like, "Oh my fuck."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was very
Did you not like the
No, I loved it.
Okay.
I loved it. It was very over the top.
Yeah.
But I liked it, which is sometimes maybe I don't like that kind of stuff because it was a little too I don't know if hoki's the right word.
Yeah.
But I definitely enjoyed it.
It's definitely good to sell your number, especially knowing what he would later on what he gets. It's good to. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Randy he's like, "Oh, well, good luck with that." He's like, "I guess I'll see you later." And then he comes back.
Or not.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah.
And then leaves. And yeah, it was just a good segment. They need to do more stuff like that, in my opinion.
Bring back the Rumble picks, guys.
Yeah, man. So much better. So much better.
If I see that this year, we're taking credit for that.
Definitely. We are.
But yeah, so after that, we had a little mini segment there with Trish and Mickey right before their match started.
Oh, yes.
And Mickey was kind of backstage with Trish, and she's like, "Oh, I got to tell you something. I need to tell you something." And Trish is like, "I got to go, get out there to ref your match." And what did she say? She said, I love you, or?
Yep.
Is that what she
Yeah,
said?
she
That
said,
is
"I
what
love
she
you."
said, yeah.
She said that's exactly what she said.
So she's like, "Well, yeah, I love you." And Trish is like, "What the fuck, I guess?" And I don't know. Trish Stratus kind of looked at her and was like, "Okay," and then went out. You hear her music hit, and she went out. So I don't know. I don't know what to think of that segment.
It was interesting, I guess.
I remember it all happening at
the
time.
storyline, right?
Yeah.
Were you a fan of the storyline?
It was at the time I was like, "What?" Yeah, but I was like, "What the fuck?" At the same time, because I was a kid too watching this.
I mean, yeah,
it was cool.
Little 13-year-old me, two hot girls,
yeah,
lesbian storyline. I mean, it was definitely intriguing.
Was she hitting on her, or was she just obsessed with her?
It was
a bit of both.
Is that the same thing? I guess. Yeah.
It was a bit of both.
Yeah, it was definitely a bit of both.
I think it's pretty much the same thing.
She would have got Me Too'd in 2019 though.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Move over, Nick.
The amount of shit that's on this show that wouldn't make PG WWE TV nowadays is incredible.
Yeah.
But the first thing I had wrote down for the match was sexy, because fuck. I mean, Ashley, Trish, and Mickey all in the ring together. I mean,
they all looked really good.
Can't complain about that. Yeah. I was a big fan of Ashley back in the day, but I think it was because I was young and she won the whole, they really gave her the push because she won the whole women's, not women's, I guess, Diva Search 2000.
Yeah, she was someone
2005.
I definitely didn't see much of other than going back and watching stuff. I definitely didn't see her live though.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, no.
You don't remember her?
I remember her from like a video game and.
Oh, really?
and
I remember
watching
her.
stuff, but I definitely didn't watch her live in WWE at all.
Oh, I remember her. Like,
I remember when she signed that deal with Playboy.
Uh,
And they brought it out to the ring. Remember that?
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. I
that was
remember like
sick.
the
Yeah, buddy.
same thing they did with Christy Hemme because she won that too, right? Did she win the 2004 one?
I think so. Yeah.
I swear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There was
I
a
think
bunch of them.
she
Remember,
did
there was one every year. Everyone,
for a bit.
yeah, for a bit.
And
I'm
then
pretty sure they did that.
stopped. I can't remember what was the final year. I don't know. Those are the only two winners that I can recall.
Yeah.
Is Christy.
Missed the Playboy.
I think Layla was the last one.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you sure? I feel like Layla was in the same one that Ashley was in.
But she won.
Or no, never mind. Layla was in the one, the Christy Hemme one, and the only reason I know that is from SummerSlam 2004, Diva
They're both
Dodgeball,
there.
and she's on that team with Maria,
Okay.
Michelle McCool's on there, Christy Hemme,
Yeah.
Layla. I can't remember who else is on the
so
Joy Giovanni,
She was just someone they brought in, I guess, probably.
Layla afterwards. Yeah, because that was all the same Diva Search, that 2004.
Damn, we're doing a real deep dive on the Diva Search, eh?
Yeah.
Missed the Diva Search.
Back to the match. I gotta be honest, it was fucking bad.
Yeah?
It wasn't good.
I thought you liked it.
Well, the first
wasn't
thing I have
sure.
written on my notes
Yeah,
is,
no.
is this match is awful.
I'm
I gotta
interested
say.
to hear that. Okay.
I mean, again, it was a week ago, but we watched a lot of the highlights. It just looked sloppy. It looked like a match that you'd.
It looked like Ashley still needed work.
Yeah, like it just, and I'm not. She was green, like she just genuinely looked green, and Mickey was doing her best to keep it together, and Trish is in there, I guess, doing what she can do as a referee, but I don't know.
Yeah, it wasn't anything to die for, right? I definitely agree with you guys. Like, I think she was green, she was newer, and like you said though, Nick, like they were definitely trying to push her at the time. Because I was thinking now, like, well, who else maybe could have fought Mickie James to, carry her over until she gets to Trish later on at WrestleMania, right? But I guess this is the person they were going with at the time.
Yeah,
That
that's like I said. Yeah, I just think she was, because of winning that whole thing, Diva Search, that
definitely.
she was, at least for that year, getting the push.
Yeah.
Mickey was doing a great job at looking fucking crazy and playing that whole character gimmick aspect
Definitely.
very well, and her skirt was shorter than we'll probably ever see again.
So nice.
How about, man, the King? Remember I said it when we were watching it? I'm
yeah.
like, King sounds like fucking little
of the
comments that we make now when we're not recording. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
he was, I couldn't believe it, the shit that he was saying.
He's dirty.
But it shows you the fucking difference, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Like, how much women are we going to have on the show now in a month compared to this show? This was what we got in 2006.
Yeah, this was the only, that's true.
The only women's match. Now we're going to have Becky and Asuka and Charlotte, whatever the fuck they're
Women's
doing.
Rumble.
Man, we
then we're
got some that are main eventing almost after every week. And
We're
shit.
gonna
like,
we're gonna have a women's fucking Rumble. We're gonna have another women's match. Like, we're gonna have two championship matches and a women's Rumble all on the Royal Rumble pay-per-view this year in 2019. I think I said 2018 earlier, but we've officially moved on from that.
And we're in the new.
Yeah. But so yeah, the match wasn't the best. It was helping lead the story towards WrestleMania 22 with Mickey and Trish.
Yeah.
Which everybody knows, amazing match. Maybe we'll be doing a look back at 22 someday as well. I don't know. We'll see in the future. But Mickey kind of won with a really sloppy roll up in the corner.
Oh, yeah, it was pretty bad.
And then Trish was reluctant to count the 3. She kind of hit 1, 2, and then paused for half a second and then hit 3. I don't know. I guess it was, like I said, it was giving Ashley a match at a pay-per-view, at a major pay-per-view with two, significant stars, but also building towards Trish and Mickey at WrestleMania 22.
Yeah.
So, anything else you guys had to say about that one?
No, I was just looking. I was curious because I wasn't 100% sure, but it was like, 7 minutes, 44 seconds on this one. Not too long. But back to, and the first one too, just to give you guys.
Yeah, I was going to say, we
quick
normally
heads
get Don's times in there.
For the Cruiserweight match, it was 7 minutes and 40 seconds.
It seemed longer than that. Really?
Yeah, they were around the same time then, the two matches.
Yep.
Maybe because it was really, everyone pretty much went at it as soon as the bell rang. So
that's wild that they were the same length.
Yeah.
But what were you going to say? Sorry.
Oh no, just wanted to get the time quick because I was curious.
Yeah. So after that, we got another creepy as fuck Vince segment with Vince checking out tattoos on all the women. And Tori was like, "Oh yeah, I got this tattoo for my dog, Chloe." He's like, "Oh, it's so small. It's in a weird spot."
Yeah, this was weird.
And then Candace, her back was to the camera, and she kind of pulled her shoulder and her front of her shirt down, and he's like, "Oh." Like,
yeah.
And then, as if it wasn't weird enough, Victoria is like, "Oh, Vince, I can show you a tattoo." And she like comes around and like bends over the fucking ball spinner thing.
Yep, right in the camera.
And like, yeah, bends over right pretty much and she just has a fucking WWE diva tattoo, like a tramp stamp tattoo that's clearly fake as fuck.
Yeah.
And
You
they're
sure
all
about
just,
that?
and wow, I hope it is at least fuck.
Yeah.
And then, well, they're not
Dedication
divas.
to this company.
I don't even want to talk
Not
about
divas
that.
anymore.
Yeah, I don't even want to
They
get
had to cross it out now.
She got it removed. She put a big butterfly over top of it.
Classic butterfly.
Yeah, but after that happened, you kind of hear Big Show coming in the back, and Big Show, "Oh, you guys showing tattoos?"
Yeah.
And Vince is like, "Ah, no, don't worry about it." And then he goes to put his hand inside the basket, and he can't fit his hand in there. And again, Candace,
Yep, here we are.
with her fucking weird little. I never noticed this shit as a kid, or if I did, I just enjoyed it because I guess I was a fucking little creep. I don't know, but Candace grabs the ball out of the thing, and rubs it on her tits, and then gives it to Big Show.
No, doesn't she even let it sit?
Well, she like kind of dropped it at her neck and let it like fall down into her tits, and then she catches it in her hand.
Oh, I
like,
thought she let
below
it
her
sit
tit-
and he grabbed it
No,
out of her,
no,
out
she
of her
like-
breast.
It was just awful. Like, I mean, the only positive I can say is there's no way that this was fucking scripted. Younger's dying right now, but there's no way that this was scripted. It just looked so ad lib, and it's like, Candace.
Oh my god.
I mean, A for effort, I guess, or D for
Or B?
double D's, but she gives the ball to Big Show, and he's like, "Oh, you just gave it good luck." And then he opened it and did the
classic.
and he kind of just said, "Oh, that's an okay number." And then Rey Mysterio comes in, and I want to talk about this a little bit.
So do I. Fuck. I'm glad this is now.
Because to me, watching this, looking back, it's not so blatantly obvious. I guess maybe because I was younger when I watched it the first time, but I can tell you right now, if I watched that segment now as a 26-year-old who does a wrestling podcast with buddies, I'd be like, "Oh, well, Ray's winning." Like, I wouldn't, there's no way I would, as soon as he says, "I'm dedicating this match to Eddie," and Big Show says, "Oh, you're dedicating this, I heard you're dedicating the match to Eddie," and he's like, "Oh, yeah. He's like, "Oh, that's really good, man." And I don't know, I was watching it as a more educated wrestling fan going, this is kind of obvious.
Yeah.
I don't know if you felt the same, but
Yeah,
I
because,
kind of felt like that the whole time.
see, because I think I'm so turned around because I when I was a kid, I remember not thinking it was so obvious that he was going to win.
Yeah.
Because we don't well, put it this way, we didn't really overthink like that back in the day because we're so used to what was in the present, like what was right in front of us. So we wouldn't think about shit like that.
No, exactly.
And plus we had favorite superstars at the time too, probably, right? So
and I wasn't exactly. I wasn't thinking about, booking decisions and stuff like that. I was hoping that Randy Orton was going to win because he was my favorite wrestler back then. So, and Kurt Angle as well, but yeah, I don't know. It was different. And then Ray grabs his little thing out of the back, grabs it, and he's like, "Eddie's doing this for me, Vince." And I don't remember what Vince said to him, but he opened it up, and his acting, his reaction was fantastic because he kind of just chuckled and laughed and looked up, and he's like, "Oh, Eddie, you're doing it to me this time, buddy." And then I liked that it was, I mean, if I was watching it live, I wouldn't really know. You kind of expect that maybe he's got a shitty number, but then you hear the SmackDown commentators, "Well, what does that mean? Does that mean that Eddie hooked him up and gave him a good number, or does that mean he's playing pulling his leg?" So I enjoyed the second half of the Vince backstage ball segment.
Yeah, I want to speak on this segment quick because to me, this was such a standout moment. Like even just when you go back and talk about this Royal Rumble or think about it, like this moment is such a huge moment, and I remember it. It stands out so much to me, even like as a big part of the show. Just the whole, It's not as because it doesn't. It's not like the girls fuck around and do some weird shit with Rey. Like it's a pretty like cool moment, and it's definitely a big moment. I believe
For sure.
where and the fact he's looking, Eddie, you got me. The whole Eddie, playing tricks and type of stuff. Like I thought it was really well done.
And it was still close, right? Because Eddie passed away in November.
Yep.
And this is January 20. What did I say it was? January 29th?
Yeah.
Shout out to January 29th. That's we're going to be dropping our anniversary episode of the Pro Wrestling
There
Look
you
Back.
go.
1 year.
Yeah.
2019.
Yeah. So no, just I enjoyed that part of it. But I hear what you're saying. Like, but I think at the time, I probably would have thought that Rey was gonna definitely had a good chance of winning. I feel like when guys come in early like that and it's promoted, like even when they did with Benoit, I'm like, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, moving on. Great segment. The next one, I think this was maybe Younger's favorite match of the night. I don't know. I know JBL versus I'm the Boogeyman. Young?
Oh man, I miss this guy.
JBL?
I miss both, but I miss Boogie.
Yeah.
I miss him a lot.
Boogie. Shout out to the Boogie. The old Boogie. I don't know. What's
man.
I don't have much thoughts about
I
this.
remember like this feud too. Like I do remember.
I do
this.
as well because I remember the Jillian Hall aspect of it.
Yeah, when she gets the thing ripped off her face by him, eh?
Well, that's just, I want to bring that up because, again, I watched the Go Home show for SmackDown the day we watched the pay-per-view. And on the Go Home show, they talked about how he did that the week prior. So this was only 2 weeks post face thing being ripped off of her face.
Thank God, by the way, but
Yeah, I remember being a kid and not knowing what the fuck to think or what that was.
what was it supposed to? What was it supposed to be?
It's just a beauty mark, I think.
Growth.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird.
A tumor?
Potentially, maybe that's.
It
If
was
so,
weird.
then thank you, Boogeyman.
Well,
for,
Boogeyman likes to eat stuff like that, so
maybe
eats tumors and growths.
Yeah, he's
tumors, growths, and worms, bud. But yeah, I remember this feud though. Like I just remember watching SmackDowns and how JBL was always scared shitless every day, and like always using Jillian as protection and shit. Every time he came around, you'd always grab her and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, this was jokes.
It was funny when JBL came out for his entrance. He was kind of fucking looking around.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
scared
yeah.
shitless.
Is he behind me? Is he behind the door there? Because we didn't talk about that at the beginning of the show. I wish we did, but the fuck.
Why did he not come out in his limo? Was he not using that at the time?
That's a really good question. Maybe the limo gimmick was
Yeah, I don't think he was using it as much
anymore.
He only used it when he had the championship, though, pretty much, didn't he?
And the whole
A lot
cabinet
there,
and
yeah,
everything
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
I just wanted to talk about those doors, those double doors with the two the two Roman guys dressed up that were opening the doors every time.
Oh yeah, those guys. I forgot about those
yeah.
two.
That was wicked.
I don't know. I just shout out to that. We can talk about it more maybe during the Rumble, but I don't know. This match, I love JBL. That's kind of where I just
It's interesting because what they said, this is Boogeyman's first match,
pay-per-view, yeah.
right?
And
His first big
wasn't his
feud.
Match though, like
I
first
don't know
official
about that.
match,
I think
believe they said.
did they?
I think so. If not, his first pay-per-view match. If it wasn't his first,
But at the same time, I could see his first match being at a pay-per-view.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to me
That kind of
as
character.
well because you know what? I remember the promos for weeks on end before this guy debuted, where you didn't really see much of the face. Like you didn't know what he was gonna look
What he
like,
was
really
gonna-
what to expect. It was
All you
just-
heard was his music
it was
and shit.
creepy, these creepy kind of promos, and I remember being like, oh, "Shit, I wonder
Yeah.
what that's gonna be." I remember that a lot. Like maybe I don't know if I'm wrong in saying this, but like for a good month or maybe longer, promos of this guy.
Definitely a cool costume.
Yeah,
And I kind of looked at it. I thought of this. I remember when we were watching the show. He reminds me of like a like one of those cannibal like island people.
yeah.
You know what I mean? That
Yep.
kind of, what's that movie where the fucking plane crashes and they're stuck and they gotta, I don't know.
I know the vibe you're talking about.
those
though,
kind of
yeah.
cannibalistic
Yeah.
island people. That's kind of what the vibe I got from
Yeah.
him. But they were definitely giving him some kind of big push.
Yeah.
Maybe not a main event push, but
I was gonna say Lost, the show Lost.
That
yeah,
shows-
no, not the show. It's a movie. I can't.
It's a movie.
Red.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll look it up after.
I was
It's
gonna
not-
say because the Lost never had anything like that. So
It was like these kids that are going to like Guatemala or something. Their plane crashes in the middle of the jungle, and then they wake up and they're like being carried away in freaking cages
Yeah.
by like
yeah.
cannibals.
Oh my
I
God.
can picture what you're talking
I
about.
can't say I've
yeah.
seen it. Not something I want to sit down and watch, but I've definitely seen the trailer. How about when did the ref get knocked out? Because I have it written down that the Boogeyman was putting worms in Jillian's mouth.
No, he didn't.
yeah, he did.
Oh no, he definitely put worms in
No,
her
no,
mouth.
the ref. I mean,
But how did that
Oh,
happen then?
the
Did
ref
she
did.
just come into the ring to interrupt, and then he.
I think it was when JBL was outside.
Yeah, it was outside.
And then he
brought her in.
put her in the way, and then she kind of went into the ring, and then Boogeyman just came after her.
Remember he was on top of her and spat
and
that
the words
one worm.
were coming out of his mouth into her fucking. Taz was going fucking ape shit. He's like, "Oh my god, they're in her mouth! They're in her mouth!"
Yeah,
it was fucking
pretty nasty. Though.
Yeah,
it was pretty nasty.
But he beats him quick. I couldn't fucking believe this, and I wasn't a JBL fan back then. But to me, it's insane. The only comparison I can make to it for us doing the look back in 2018/19 is Jinder Mahal. This guy was the WWE champion 1 year prior to this, going into WrestleMania 21, the longest WWE champion streak since, until AJ beat that this year.
Yep.
It's crazy to me that 1 year later he's losing in how many minutes, Don?
1 minute and 54 seconds.
Holy shit.
I know. Even when I seen that, it was short, but yeah. That was the official time of the match. And the silence. There was silence.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. I thought that you were going to say like 3 to 4, maybe 5.
Oh, wow. It was 1 minute and 50. It was a quick one, yeah.
It's kind of crazy. It puts it into perspective, like the different ways you can tell a fucking story in wrestling.
Yeah.
That you have, a 7-minute match with 6 guys that's pretty good. A 7-minute women's match that's meh. And then a 1-minute match that it wasn't a horrible match. I was just surprised with the JBL losing so quickly, but it was still told a little story.
Yeah.
So
I thought it was a lot longer than that. Minute 54?
Yep.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's wild.
Especially all the stuff that happened in the ring too, with Jillian coming in and stuff. That seemed a lot longer than a minute 54.
Wild.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Wow.
But yeah, so we'll move on. Again, more Vince backstage. I don't want to sound like I'm complaining about these segments. It was just Vince's antics were a little bit different than what I'm used to nowadays. But I want to get Don's perspective on this one, maybe. Vince McMahon with Shelton Benjamin and his mama.
Oh, yeah.
As well as Melina and the boys.
Yeah,
well, not the boys.
Yeah,
this
Melina,
is in ROH. But, it's Eminem. So I don't know. What do you think about this whole fucking Shelton Benjamin mama
and his
story?
mama gimmick?
Well, because we saw it on Raw the night before too, right?
Yeah.
So.
Where do I start? It's just it's a very WWE thing to do, I guess. You know what I mean with this gimmick. I remember
at the time, yeah.
And the thing is that this gimmick, like, to me, honest, and this might make you laugh, but like at this point, it wasn't even that bad. Like, it got worse. Like, it got so much more, I think, cringy and like holy fuck, what are they doing with this guy? A guy who's like,
Do you remember how they nixed the story? Like how they got rid of the storyline? How was there no more mama?
No, because at that point I wouldn't have been watching. Because I think the mama went. I think yeah. Oh yeah. I think the mama went into him having gold hair, gold standard early.
What?
Yep.
She was around that long?
Oh, she was around for a bit, quite a bit, or maybe the gold hair came and then. But yeah, the mama shit was around for a long time. Big Mama's House.
Shout out to that movie. I fucking love that movie. I've never seen the second one, but that first movie is amazing.
But yeah, it's just like, Shelton Benjamin.
Who's that hot black chick that's in that movie?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
She's in all those movies back in like 2002 and 3 and 4 and 5. I don't know.
Vivica Fox, maybe?
Maybe. I don't know. I wouldn't know.
Just shooting names out there.
Yeah. But I don't know. Anything else to say about that segment, guys? I don't remember much. They didn't quite stand out the way that the other segments with
his
Vince.
mama won him a couple of championships too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he wins. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Talk on this, boys. I'm
pretty
unaware.
sure like he does get the Intercontinental belt back with his mama.
Yeah, seriously.
The fact that I keep saying his mama is ridiculous.
Shit.
Which does nothing.
I feel like I erased this because I don't like.
So did I.
I was watching this.
Brought it up to
and,
me. I forgot.
Yeah, I erased this from my memory completely. It's fucking weird.
I remember one part of the segment. He looked at a girl and his mom. Don't be looking at no girl or something.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The girl that was it was Candace or one of them because they were all back there, right? Shit, don't you be looking at you. Yeah.
She came out onto him like, hey Shelton and shit.
That kind of no.
Pulling him by the ear and stuff. No.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Weird.
Very weird. Very strange.
Mama.
We'll move on to kind of the main event, I guess, of the night. Before we do that, though, don't forget we didn't do it at the beginning of the show. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram and Twitter, guys, at PW Lookback on both of those. We are now on Podbean as well. Spotify and iTunes are on the way. all the episodes are up on YouTube, and they will still be on YouTube going forward. We're unsure what we're going to do with some of the older episodes as far as Podbean and iTunes, but stay tuned on both of those for all the new episodes, look-backs, roundtables, and any other shows that we get up to. Like I said, check out those and the website as well if you want, prowrestlinglookback.wordpress.com. If you want to check out us on Twitter, it is at Salsa, SCELSA.
Mine is at JustDon44.
And mine is at ZJVY93.
With all that being said, we'll get to the Royal Rumble match. All right, Royal Rumble 2006, guys. How'd you enjoy it? Before we dive into all the beats of this match.
To quote you, I will say it was pretty good.
Yeah, it definitely was pretty good.
It was good. I loved it.
You loved it?
Yeah.
You went from pretty good to loving it.
Wow.
I was just playing. I loved it.
Yeah. I enjoyed it, and like I said at the beginning of the show, I watched it live, so it's cool to look back as we do. Young, anything from you before we dive right in?
I agree with both of you. It was really good. Pretty good, sorry. Yeah, I went from really to pretty. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It was nice.
Cool. All right. So, entrant number 1, the Game Triple H. We seen it backstage in that little segment there with his paper flip. I enjoyed
Classic,
that.
Yeah.
And then we had Rey Mysterio kind of shaking his head, like I said, in the segment backstage, Eddie.
Yeah.
And we didn't really know what that meant. I think we all kind of knew, but the commentators planted the seed. Like, what does Eddie mean? What does Rey mean? Is Eddie help him, or did he screw him, or I don't know. It was cool, but definitely 2 really good wrestlers to start out a Royal Rumble.
Yeah, for sure. And like, I feel like this was like a mini, not feud, but this was the most we've seen of, Triple H and Rey going at it. I don't think on record that they've had like a singles feud at all, ever. So it was cool to see them constantly interacting throughout the Royal Rumble, even though they would, go off to fight other guys and do what they were doing. They would always kind of would come back to the 2 of them, and I like that. That was, I thought, done really well.
Especially how they were first and second in the match, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely good choices for people to start out the match.
Yep.
But Don, we're going to get you maybe to kind of run down some of these people coming in and out? Or
Yeah.
How do you want to do this?
So coming at number 3, we had one of Younger's personal favorites, I know.
Oh, yeah.
Simon Dean.
Oh, God.
What were we saying that he reminded us of?
Body break. Dan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dan. Body break.
How long was Simon Dean around? Do you guys remember? Like, I remember him a bit, but did he ever manage anyone, or was he just kind of there doing his thing?
He was always the guy that was the pain in the ass. Like, he would interrupt matches all the time.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he would, because he would be pushing his Simon system.
Oh, yes.
When it first started, like, I remember his first run, and he would do like infomercials for his his power bars and his supplements and all that kind of shit. There was a segment, I can't fucking remember. I don't know I think somebody beat him up and like shoved the fucking bars down made him eat them.
When you say that, it does kind of...
I can't remember when it happened or if it was on a Raw or something like that, but I remember something with him getting his own power bars kind of shoved down his throat by another wrestler.
But yes, Simon Dean lasted a whole 45 seconds, so we got him out of there pretty quick.
Why bother having him in the match? Fuck.
Yeah. And number 4, we had Psychosis.
Mexico's.
Yeah, interesting. They put him out there, a former WCW guy as well. So him and Rey got a little history.
And I gotta say, the Mexican flair just reminded me to say this because I forgot to say it at the beginning. But shout out to the fucking wicked '64 Impala that Rey drove out to the ring to shout out Eddie, and he kind of laid his T-shirt out on that as well. I don't know. I had that written down to make sure I shouted out that 6 foe. Sure. Shout out to the game.
The 6 foe.
The 6 foe.
But yeah, we had Psychosis. Psychosis wasn't in there too long, only about 1:15. So then once again it goes back to Triple H, Rey Mysterio,
and Rey,
which I love. I love the dynamic of these two going at it.
Mm-hmm.
And then coming in at number 5, your boy, the Nature Boy.
I was gonna say, was Younger in the match? I didn't know.
How you doing? Ric Flair? Yeah.
Doing a great Ric Flair impression.
There you go.
Thank you.
Woo!
Put on a little bit of weight for that match, too.
Yeah. He came out and he started fighting Triple H pretty consistent.
Right away, too.
Yeah. And were they, Donovan, you might be able to speak more on this than me. Did they feud was this post, I know it was post-Evolution, but Was this around the time that they were feuding in that?
Yeah, because this is when Flair. I remember Flair had the Intercontinental belt at this time, actually.
Really?
Yeah, because I think he takes it off, right? You see him taking it off right before as he's at the top of the aisleway there.
Right after the doors?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I do remember a match at a Cyber Sunday, Taboo Tuesday. I remember Triple H and Ric Flair having a hell of a cage match for that title.
Can we look back at one of those one day?
Definitely, yeah. We definitely
That's sick.
did.
Yeah, we should.
I voted for the first fucking Taboo Tuesday. I remember
That's
that.
wicked.
Yeah, I remember voting on WWE.com. So look out for that in the future.
Definitely. So yeah, no, Nate got in there, went for Triple H. Didn't I'm surprised Nate wasn't in there too long. Like, I'm not saying I would have expected him to go a whole fucking 40 minutes, but he was only in there for about a minute 20 seconds.
Really?
Yep.
That's strange. I mean, because he was still going pretty frequently at this time.
Oh, yeah,
It's not like it was,
well, he had the IC
yeah,
belt.
Clearly.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
like,
what I mean.
you know
It's not like this was a legend spot
Yeah, exactly.
in the match. But shout out to Triple H's selling too.
Yes.
I had that written down early because he just, I don't know, he's the king of milk and shit like that. And
The King of Kings.
don't get ahead of yourself.
Jesus.
But then when we got to number 6, things started to the pace started to change and slow down. No pun intended here, but I mean, like, this is where the Rumble started to get interesting to me.
And more guys started to stay in the ring.
Yeah. So we had Big Show come out next. And he was
Yes.
number 6. And Big Show definitely, made a lasting impression. He was in there for a while. Following that, we had the Coach.
Yeah, and Big Show and Triple H were going at it pretty hard too.
Yeah,
You know?
I think Big Show, he went at Triple H. He came for Ray.
He hit him with that like knockout, or was it the slap? I don't know. I know. I remember the part when Triple H was kind of knocked out on Big Show's chest.
Yep.
He was like facing forward and being held up by Big Show basically.
Yeah, his legs are all spaghetti.
Yeah, and he's leaning on Big Show, and if Big Show wasn't there, he would have fallen over. So I thought that was cool.
And then the coach came out shortly after,
The Coach.
and
God.
it's fucking looked like he was gonna tear his fucking arms right off his torso.
Bro, man, I've had
The way he went
shoulder surgery twice, and when I seen that happen, I literally thought his fucking shoulders, both of them, popped out of his socket because the way it was like they got stuck in the ropes, and he did the backflip out of the ring. And honestly, this was a fucking waste of a spot.
Yeah, I agree.
30
Totally
seconds,
agree.
guys. A whole 30 seconds.
For what?
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
Same with Simon. That Simon
But
motherfucker.
at least Simon's, he's a part of the roster. He's a wrestler. At least, like, Coach is just a commentator at this time. And we talked about it earlier in the show. We watched the Raw before the Rumble, and Coach had a match against King on Raw, and the winner was in the Rumble, and he beat the King. It's like, I'm pretty sure we would have all rather just watched the King in the Rumble.
Yeah. We don't need to have a feud over this. Just put the King in there. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Younger, exactly.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the whole announcer bit. I remember it was one year, I don't know exactly when, it was later. Then they had all the announcers make an appearance. Like, it went from fucking Michael Cole to fucking Booker T to the King, and they all just were in the Rumble participating. It was ridiculous. Like, I don't
It's for
need
the
to see
fans,
that.
I guess. Yeah, it's for fans, I guess. But like a lot of fans don't want to see that either because it's like, yeah, well, if we just respect him commentating and stuff, right? We don't want to see him taking bumps like this and shit.
Yeah, absolutely. What was the Rumble that you were just? Was it 2012? Is it the one that came on the network and we were kind of?
Yeah. It was 12 or
That
yeah,
was
it
a shout
must have
out
been
to that
12.
the other night, Young. After you left, me and Donovan watched that whole pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Like the Royal Rumble 2012 came on,
Just
and
let it go.
we just let it go, and we watched the whole pay-per-view that night. So shout out to that. WWE Network is always providing some quality content.
Yeah.
Just like Royal Rumble 2006. That's where we watched it.
Yeah, so back to that. We had the man himself, Bobby Lashley, followed by Kane.
And shout out to the stare down with Big Show, Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool. And I think it was earlier, too. I'm just kind of getting some of the stuff that I wrote down. But Taz, he's been hit with a skillet.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was awesome. Just a
Talking
little,
about the massive fucking head of the Big Show.
Fuck,
yeah.
I miss Taz.
it's like a skillet. Yeah, hey, listen to his show.
Yeah, I will.
If you like Taz's insights and shit, he's got a show. This is a little off topic, but check it out. It's Wrestle Kingdom 13 and AEW reaction. So check it out.
Yeah, I'm definitely listening to that. Oh, yeah.
Give it a shout out. 2019.
So Kane and Big Show were actually the tag champs at this time.
I believe
think
so. If they
mentioned.
weren't the champs, then they were definitely a tag team.
Yeah.
At the time, because I think we talked about it going into Mania 2 months later. They fight Carlito and Chris Masters for the belts.
True, yeah. So we had them two kind of team up to take out Bobby Lashley. He didn't last very long. Which
he had a stare down with Kane too, though.
Yep, he did. Yep, that's right.
They kind of had played off all the three big guys there.
Yeah,
that was good.
A whole 4 minutes and 17 seconds for Mr. Lashley. And then next, guys.
Actually, before you say that, honestly, I wanted to mention that was Lashley's debut Royal Rumble as well.
Yes, it was.
It was his first ever Royal Rumble match. So to give him a little bit of a spot there with some of the big guys I liked.
Yeah.
But maybe to send him so quick. Do you have how long Lashley was in?
4 minutes and, what was it? 4 minutes and what?
Lashley was 4 minutes and 17 seconds. But you know what? I totally forgot.
Yeah.
Because Lashley did do something. He did do something of note in there. He eliminated the guy who came out at number 10. The former model, Sylvain.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man. Sylvain Grenier.
This was your favorite wrestler growing up, though, wasn't it, Donovan? When he first came in? He was your favorite.
I can't say he was. Shout out to Sylvain.
Are you sure? You seemed really excited when he came out.
He cracked me up. He cracked me up.
Shout out to Sylvain.
I'm just joking.
Just the
Good
fact
God.
of them, just
the former
model. And
yeah, seriously.
I told you, he's Tyler Breeze's long-lost cousin.
They need to bring him back.
That would be awesome. Imagine Tyler. It's my uncle, Sylvain. He's my agent.
He had a record 18 seconds in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
He was tossed by Bobby Lashley, which is why I wanted to.
I have to say it. Shout out to La Resistance.
Oh, yeah. I mean, as a tag team, they were
him and
great.
Conway.
Yeah.
He landed really awkward.
Or him and Dupree.
He got thrown under the
ring.
that's
what I was saying. We may have talked about this in the past off record, but or off air, or whatever you want to say it. But was it Dupree and Sylvain that were La Resistance, the France version?
The first version, right?
And then the second version was Conway, Sylvain, and they were more of the Montreal, Quebec style.
And they had another guy join.
I don't remember.
Or at one point there was three. Or maybe that's when Conway came in. Sorry.
Ah, yes. That does sound familiar.
I think Dupree did his own
with
thing.
The poodle.
Rene.
I don't miss the poodle.
And the French, what is it? The tiddler or the tickler or whatever. That fucking weird
that little dance that he did.
Oh, when he used to go like this back and forth.
Yeah.
It's like, no, sit down.
All right, that's enough on Rene
Enough
Dupree.
on him. Next guy, I know he's one of your personal favorites.
Yes. I think this guy cracks my top 5 favorite wrestlers of all time, I gotta be honest. And he's probably number 1 on my list, aside from maybe AJ Styles, for wrestlers that I'd want to meet.
I'll let you intro him.
Carlito Caribbean Cool. Young?
Spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool. Dun, 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 dun,
I love this guy. I think it had more to do with the fact that it's younger with the background music. I'll let him go.
Oh, you should just talk over it.
I just love the fact that I had an afro as a kid.
Carlito.
That's good distracting.
Sorry, I couldn't do it.
Oh, that's awesome. You guys are awesome. Thank you for providing some quality music content on the LookBack Show. But yeah, I was just a big fan of Carlito growing up. I think I had 2 or 3 of his T-shirts.
Nice.
I had a big afro. He had a big afro. And that was kind of it. Yeah, if you want to see me as a 12-year-old wrestling on a trampoline with my buddy, look up Carlito versus Chris Benoit. XAW. It's on YouTube.
That is hilarious.
XAW.
Extreme Adrenaline Wrestling.
That's awesome.
That was us.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Carlito because he worked his ass off in this Rumble.
Fuck yeah. The backcracker to Rey. Him and Rey were wrestling for a bit. I think he did some stuff with Triple H too, no?
Yeah. He mingled
Yes,
it up.
did. Yeah,
he mixed it up with a few guys
Yeah,
in
he
there.
did.
And he was in there like almost 40 minutes. He was in there 38, 29. So Carlito having a hell of a run.
38-29.
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck. Okay, so I guess we're talking about him getting eliminated later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit later. Because next was a really aggressive motherfucker.
Yeah. One of the best in-ring characters in wrestling.
Chris Benoit at number 12. And I think he went gunning straight for Carlito or Triple H. It was one of the two. I remember he did have a lot of interaction with both.
Yeah, I think it was Triple H right off the bat.
Yeah.
Stemming from, their feuds of the past. And
True.
At that time, it was still recent, still relevant. But yeah, what do we got next?
So yeah, Benoit was in there for quite some time.
How about the intensity on Benoit?
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
Just it's real.
Those chops, man.
Yeah, like it's not a work, as you said. And I'm using that all the time now. That's gonna be a new quote I'm gonna drop on the show.
I'm telling you, I look at that guy wrestle. I'm like, he don't. I mean, he still wants to protect his guys he's in there with, but at the same time, fuck, he ain't working.
Snug.
Yes,
snug.
Him and Sheamus would probably have some good matches.
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
That would have been a good match.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
when Sheamus first came in.
Yeah, or even now. I just
Yeah.
know. Well, I guess Sheamus is a little more banged up now, but yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Like, I just know from the grapevine, I guess, podcasts and shit, like that Sheamus is a bit of a stiff guy. He'd probably be one of the last people that if I got to pick to have a match with somebody,
You know who else I heard was
it would.
Snug?
Who's that?
Your boy Del Rio.
Yeah, I wouldn't really say he's my boy. But,
Alberto.
yeah, I don't know about him.
He's the man.
So yeah, no, back to the Rumble.
Back
Sorry
to
for
the
my Del Rio,
2006
my
Royal
Del
Rumble.
Rio shout out. But number 13, the five-time.
Five time.
Five time?
5 time.
Is that 5 times?
I think that's 5.
Booker T, who didn't last very long, man. Chris Benoit got him the fuck out of there.
Yeah, shout out to the pants on Booker T.
Yeah, bringing back the old
Harlem
Heat kind of gear, it looked like.
Yeah, it was a little different, and he was with Charmel, and this is pre King Booker, right?
Yeah, notable. He was also the United States champion at the time.
And notable, he was injured too.
Yes,
He was
we did
coming
look
off an
that.
injury,
We checked
yes.
that up. So that might have had something to do with the fact that he was not
Yeah.
in the actual match. You know,
That's
he
right,
was
yeah.
there but not there. He could come in and be used as just a
Which, I was kind of like, damn, I kind of wanted to see a little Booker Rumble action.
same
Him
here.
just waving to everybody. Hey,
Maybe a spinneroonie mid Rumble.
Yeah,
I could deal with that.
Yeah.
Question for you, not to go too off topic, but
Yeah.
how long was Charmel? Because I only remember her being around for the King Booker shit.
Yeah.
No, she was around before that too.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah,
just
yeah.
I don't recall it, but I guess shout out
I think
to Charmel.
around this period, a little bit before, maybe that's probably when she came in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
I do
probably
remember
knows
her
since.
there. I do remember her though, like being like beside him at
Yeah.
all times though,
Mhm.
for a long time actually. Yeah.
So Benoit got him out of there, and that was due to the fact that we seen on I don't think it was the backstage promo, but maybe it might have been when we were watching the SmackDown leading up,
Yeah.
because I know that Benoit previously was the U.S. champion. He got kind of screwed over
Yes.
by Randy, and then Booker
And
T.
he must win it back at some point because I think Benoit fights MVP at WrestleMania for the U.S. Championship, if I'm correct.
23 he does.
So that's
yeah.
that's
The
I
year
was
not.
reading on
yeah.
it.
Oh, so the year after.
Yeah.
Okay,
Booker
so-
and Benoit had a best of 7 series.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they had like me too. I don't remember
Forgot
that.
about
Yeah,
that.
I
don't
remember Cena's best of 5 with Booker,
With Booker, yeah. When he,
but not the best of 7. But you're all right. I mean, we fact checked.
Was it best of 7? It might have been best of 5 too. One of the two, but
Either
still.
way, yeah. Out next, one half of J&J Security.
or one half of Eminem.
Yeah, more.
More
at this
Eminem.
time, it was
Wait,
Eminem.
yeah. Joey Mercury.
Yeah.
Joey fucking Mercury, who did some work in there as well.
Yeah, he was in there for a long time too. I think both of them were in for quite a while. We'll talk about that, I guess, later. But
So Joey Mercury was number 14, and then at number 15, oh, he's a fucking legend. He's a throwback.
Good God.
Younger loves him some Tatanka.
Oh, fuck.
What, you not a fan?
Oh God. Just why? Like I understand that they bring like some legends in sometimes, but like, come on, man.
No,
like,
not a Tatanka
nah,
guy.
I'm just not really a.
well,
No, not like.
should I
not
tell you
there,
my
yeah,
whole
it's not at the
story
time
about
there.
Tatanka?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, give it to the people, for sure.
Well, I just, man, like, this guy went off the radar for me because apparently he was around back when I was watching it in 2005 and 6, and I don't even remember this guy being a wrestler or existing. The first time I ever saw him was the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal WrestleMania 31, and I think one of my other, it wasn't you two, because I don't think I was chilling with you guys at that point for WrestleMania 31, but somebody mentioned,
Oh, yeah, we were. No, yeah. I said it to you.
31?
It was the, yeah, I remember, because it was the one that Corbin won.
So that's 32.
32, sorry. Yeah.
But he was at 31 as well, I swear. The one outside, the one that Big Show won.
Fuck, really?
I'm almost positive. Because the reason I say that is because I remember the outsideness, like the daylight.
He definitely could have. That's fucked.
But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to say that somehow this guy went off the fucking radar for me because I didn't even know he existed for
Well,
the
like
whole time I watched wrestling.
not to I don't want to discredit him too much, but I just think he wasn't probably doing anything too serious at that time. And I'm curious to know if this was like this is probably the comeback moment.
I just mean, as a kid, I feel like I would have been like, who's that Aboriginal guy?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
Well, he probably wasn't, week to week. I don't think he was.
Even, yeah, you're right. I just mean even in the Rumble, I
But
feel
man,
like I
he-
would have noticed him and remembered him.
When this guy came in, he was like treated like a big deal.
When
he
was that?
Back in I don't know the exact debut. I know I'm gonna say early '90s
Okay.
to be safe, because I do know he had like a undefeated streak for a while, and like he was a face. People were into him. I guess back then though, you got to think of the type of gimmicks that were going on with Doink
For
the
sure.
Clown and fucking IRS and these,
Speaking of
very
that,
cartoony.
I know.
Shout out to IRS.
Oh god.
Pause this conversation for half a sec because I got I was talking to a guy at work and
Yeah.
he was talking to me. It was crazy, man. I almost want to get him in here to pick his brain about this because I've never heard anybody say this before. He was like, "Yeah, I always loved it way more back in the day when like everybody was a character." He's like, "I liked when they had masks and costumes." He's like, "I remember seeing Stone Cold and being like, I don't fucking like this guy." He's like, "Where's his costume?"
That's great.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, my reaction is the silence that Younger's providing right now for the audio. That was me at work.
There's something for everyone, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah. So I said to him, I'm like, "Bro, honestly, we'll get you in. I want to pick your brain about
for
that."
sure.
But yeah, sorry
I
to
don't want to be part of that conversation.
get off the rails here. It's more I'm curious to get. I like getting different people's opinion. That's why I like having people like Tanner in here who don't fucking watch wrestling. Then they can provide their outsider look.
No, I agree with that. Yeah, I guess.
You know.
But that's fucked.
Yeah. Anyway, I just figured I'd tell that quick
So
little story.
Tatanka was in there for a while, a good 14 minutes. He
Not bad.
lasted. So
What?
yeah, 14 minutes and 9 seconds to be exact. He was in
Wow.
there for a bit.
Yeah, good
I
for
remember
him.
he kind of did some work when he got in there. But next we had the other half, Johnny Everything, Johnny Nitro
Johnny Mundo.
at number 16, who also was in there for quite some time.
I missed a few names. Impact.
Oh, that's why I just said Johnny Everything.
Yeah,
He's-
that's the
he's-
best.
He's covered all the Johnnies.
That's definitely the
Except
better
for
name
Johnny Wrestling.
because that's taken.
that was the joke.
Come on, Nick. Fuck.
Yeah.
Whew, right over my fucking head, boys.
But yeah, Eminem, they did some damage. They obviously teamed up and were ganging up on guys. Eventually, they were the ones to take out Tatanka.
Yes, and I want to let Younger say the next entrant.
Who was the next entrant here?
Oh, you can't forget this
Oh,
one. buddy. Number 17.
I can't believe it. Like, my dad was in this match. I can't get over it. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Shout out to
Shout
Younger's
out.
dad.
Shout
Great
out to
guy.
my dad, the sexiest sideburns in the world too. Shout out to him with the fucking tight fucking diaper on. Not even trunks. It's a fucking diaper.
Yeah. How about you
Fucking-
say his name?
Mr. Trevor Goddamn Murdoch.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man,
Oh my fucking god.
this guy was not hitting the gym.
This was pre-Lance Cade, right?
I don't think
I
so.
think he was
Was
just-
there a pre-Lance Cade Trevor Murdoch?
Yeah, because there was.
Who
I think it
cares?
was.
Like,
No, I think we seen Lance Cade in something on the Raw, and he had like long hair, and he was a different.
Well, he definitely had long hair when he was in the tag team.
No,
Oh yeah.
well, maybe in the beginning, but not like when they were rolling with the belts and shit.
We're gonna have to talk about this off air because I don't remember them rolling with the belts and shit.
Oh yeah, they
at
had the
all.
belts. They had the Raw World
Yeah,
tag
yeah.
belts. Yeah.
Shit.
I don't
just-
remember that, and thank God.
Yeah, no,
So,
and I think I told you before too. I used to get them mixed up with the fucking Highlanders.
They're from that era.
Gimmicky, trippy era, yeah. But no, I Lance Cade, or not Lance Cade, sorry, Trevor Murdoch. I don't know what else to say about him other
There's
than the
nothing
fact
else to
that
say.
Good
he
old
just,
boy.
Just move on. Fuck.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. My dad, like, whatever.
He
I don't see him
He
anymore.
looked like a
I don't
wrestler
see him.
from the 70s.
That's what I said. He reminded me of like a throwback.
Definitely.
Yeah, I don't see him anymore though. So I hope you're doing all right out there. So
How long was he in there, Don?
So Trevor Murdoch was a whole 13 minutes and 41 seconds.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
It was a little later. He was eliminated a couple down the
not
line.
bad for a guy wearing a diaper. Fucking right. Good for him. Way to go, Dad.
Oh, man.
So at number 18, Eugene made his grand return.
Another part of this pay-per-view that would not be happening in 2019.
Oh, true. Yes.
That's for sure.
Eugene, he lasted 16 minutes and 25 seconds.
Eric Bischoff's nephew, wasn't it?
Yep, that's what he was. You're damn right he was.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yes, Younger. I forgot about
Yeah.
that. You are so right. That's awesome.
Oh God.
Definitely knew how to play that character well, though, gotta say.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Shout out to-
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah,
shout
for
out to
sure.
him. Number 19, Road Warrior Animal.
Gut.
Coming
Yeah.
in tip-top shape.
Yeah. One word, 2-4. Like, Jesus, Murphy.
Is that the dad bod?
I
Is
think
that-
that's
is that-
past dad bod at that point. I think that's more Sons of Anarchy bod.
Yeah, trippy that he was just, it was just Road Warrior Animal. Like, 'Cause
Fuck
Well,
me. Yeah, he was big as a house. Eh?
I
Like, he
remember
was
the
huge.
comeback for him.
Yeah,
and
I do a little bit too. Yeah,
and
I do.
I obviously, I think you guys remember too the whole like the tag team with Heidenreich. And,
yeah.
and them kind of redoing the original.
The road. Yeah, trying
Yeah.
to do the Road Warriors over.
Yeah.
Wasn't a huge fan. I love the original Road Warriors. Like a huge fan of that tag team. Like the early.
I wish I watched more of them. That's going to be some of my favorite stuff when we do like our
Yeah.
older look back shows. I don't know if I've ever watched full matches with the Warrior or with
Yeah.
the Road Warriors.
Yeah.
Now that I think of it,
We've done a look back that they were involved in, but yeah, we definitely gotta. We'll stroll down memory lane.
yeah.
Number
Definitely.
20, my boy, Mr. 420, Rob Van Dam.
Yeah. And he was in for fucking a long time too.
Yes, 23 minutes and 54 seconds.
God, he's a horrible wrestler, eh? He was so bad back in the day. Oh, fuck. I hated him.
You love him.
Oh, dude. I'm just exaggeration. Are you kidding me?
The sarcasm
The first...
is just dripping off of
Dude,
Younger right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, come on now. That's the first shirt I ever bought.
Really?
First wrestling shirt ever was an RVD shirt.
That's
I bought it in Niagara
sick.
Falls.
That's
crazy.
awesome.
I think I talked to
I
you guys
wish-
about this before.
Yeah, I feel like you
Yeah,
did on
first-
a previous
first
look
ever.
back.
Yeah.
I was there for a hockey tournament. We went there.
That's
and
so,
told my
to the
mom.
WWE store.
Yeah, the WWE store when it was still around.
Shout out to
Yeah.
that store in Niagara
Yeah.
Falls when it was around.
Is it still in my?
No.
No.
I was there recently. Went by there.
Yeah, it's not there.
Whatever was there, I gave it the finger. I was like, you guys suck.
That's so cool, man. I bought the Carlito "Do You Spit or Swallow" T-shirt in grade 8. Grade 8 graduation trip. I remember wearing that shirt and my teachers being like, "What's that?" I'm like, "It's about an apple." Because there's a picture of an apple and then it just said, "Do you spit or swallow?"
Oh man.
Again, more shit that would not be happening nowadays. But yeah, shout out to RVD. Fucking, we'll talk more about him towards the end of the match.
Yeah, him and Carlito, they got it going because I know they were doing some promo work on previous Raws.
Yeah,
This was RVD's actual comeback too, so
and he
Was
hadn't
it-
had any matches leading into the
Yeah,
Rumble. This was
no.
his debut.
I believe so. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, and I
One of a kind.
There you go.
yeah, I had an RVD T-shirt too. I don't know where the fuck it went, but I had
so
one.
sick.
And I think
That's
it
sick.
said "one of a kind" on the back. Now that I say it.
Yeah, I know the one I think so.
Go check out those YouTube videos on those wrestling YouTube videos I was telling you about because I'm pretty sure you got me wrestling in that T-shirt on there as well.
Number 21,
Jesus.
Orlando Jordan,
Oh, God.
SmackDown Zone.
Yeah, I hated this version of Orlando Jordan. I got to be completely honest.
Yeah, with the weird Don King type of weird hairdo he had going on. Right?
That's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Don King.
Oh, that's the line of the show so
Yeah.
far.
Yeah.
And I had as well number 21. You said right.
Yep, number 21.
So at this point, there was 10 guys in the ring. I was kind of trying to keep track of how many people were in there at a time.
Starting to fill up.
And yeah, so 10 people in there at this point. So
So number 22, we had Chavo Guerrero.
yeah,
Ooh, Chavo.
Younger's going to give us all the intro music.
that's awesome.
He
He didn't get enough time, eh?
Not at all, yeah. 59 seconds, man.
And you know who eliminated him?
Trips.
Triple H.
Yeah.
And then Benoit snapped.
Yeah.
He fucking snapped.
He did. He went. That's
right after him, and he gave him like 4 fucking
I'm so happy
chops
you
to the
brought
chest.
that up because yeah, he ran right at him and he kind of gave him that like Benoit body check thing,
Yeah, yeah.
like where he kind of puts both arms, like similar
Oh,
to the
yeah,
new
that's right.
Cena punch,
Yeah.
but he just hits him with both arms. I don't know. Shout out to Benoit, the character Benoit,
Yeah, it's kind of a shame Chavo didn't get more.
especially
More
with the Eddie.
Yeah, you would think.
But I guess they were given all the rub to Rey.
And
Yeah.
also, like we talked about off record too, you said at the time Eddie passed, he was doing a different character, right? And then this is when he came back to being Chavo.
Well,
What was his name?
I think he was still called, or did he change his
No,
name?
he
was
switched
Irwin.
it. Yeah, Irwin or something. Yeah.
Well, he was like white.
He was
His
white.
gimmick was like
golfed.
a white, yeah, just a generic like rich white
That
dude
was so fucking
with an
weird.
Argyle sweater.
I
mean,
kind of
I
like
guess-
when they do shit like that. Though.
I
It's cool
didn't-
changing up the character, like with Gregory Helms when they switched up his shit.
Yeah.
like,
And
that
I
was
don't,
cool. Like that was cool seeing that.
I don't mind it as much if Eddie didn't pass away, but you can't keep doing that gimmick
Yeah,
and praising Eddie. So
Yeah.
obviously, if Eddie didn't pass, I'm sure that would have went forward. Whether it would have worked, I can't speak to that.
Yeah,
but
the promos were hilarious.
yeah, but I remember it, and it's one of those things I'm sure a lot of people forget about because of the timing.
true. Yeah,
you know, it wasn't around long enough to
Did
really.
he have someone with him?
Dolph Ziggler.
Was
Ziggler
it
the
Dolph?
caddy, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. It
I
was
don't know
Dolph.
how you remember that, but yeah, it's fucking crazy.
I just remember he had somebody with him. Just didn't know who it was. That's
Because-
crazy how you didn't know that.
Well, the
That's
reason
crazy.
we figured it out too is because it was pre Spirit Squad.
Yeah.
And Spirit Squad made their fucking debut on the Raw before the Rumble that we
Oh,
watched.
okay.
And because the announcers were like, "Who the fuck are these guys?" And not that they deserve it, but we didn't talk about it at the beginning. They came out and did their fucking Spirit Squad Rumble cheer before before Eddie or before Ray and Triple H came out.
Yeah,
I wish Triple H would have just came out and beat the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
Well, they get the fuck off the stage. Like brings down a hammer or something.
And they, well, you
The
know,
sludge.
they go at it later, right? Down the.
Oh yeah. I was in the building for that. Some
But
of it.
number 23, repping the Jordan, Matt Hardy, version 1.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I'd like to say 2 maybe.
Yeah. Was there actually like a thing at one point where he was like?
Well, when he was first running solo, he was version 1.
Yeah, with like I love that graphic
Matt
so
Fax.
much. That fucking 2001, the screen would be like choppy, like your browser was like, oh, it was fucking amazing. I don't know.
Matt
I do
loves
remember that too.
Yeah,
mustard. Like
Yeah.
little fucking side.
I like that they do that on SmackDown still now with every wrestler. So shout out to that.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah,
No, Matt Hardy was in there 7 minutes 42 seconds.
and I want to talk about
he hangs around for a bit.
him getting eliminated, but we'll wait to do that until the person that eliminated him
At number
enters.
24, super crazy.
Shout out Mike D.
Yeah.
Shout out Mitch Gleaves. I know you guys were big fans. Not that you're listening, but shout out.
Super crazy, 7 minutes 40 seconds. So yeah, he was about the same as Matt Hardy.
Yeah, and now after that,
This is a big one. I gotta ask you though.
do
Do you remember the parties?
Oh my god.
you remember those nights, Sean?
You pill popping son of a bitch.
I can't fucking believe that he said that on Raw. Again, this is the this might have to sneak its way into my memorable moments at the end of the night, but this stuff that happens on this show that just wouldn't happen now.
Yeah.
And it's not
True.
like the show's from the 80s. Like this is 2006. It's not that long ago, you know. It's long. I mean, what is it? 14 years?
Yeah, it shows how
15 years?
much things changed. And
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
but if you haven't guessed it, everyone, it was HBK at number 25.
Yeah, we were referring to a little segment on
Yeah.
Raw the week before where Vince was trying to convince HBK to go back to his old ways.
And then we had
Whether that was a good idea or not.
yeah, I would have. Well, yeah. 26, we had the masterpiece, Chris Masters.
Yes. Shout out to Chris Masters.
Yeah.
I was always a big fan of him as well.
I think he's pretty young at this time, too, going back, right?
Yeah,
He's
I'd say like 23, 24 maybe at that time. But I don't know. I always enjoyed his little gimmick. I mean, I think I've kind of come to like him more now as an older wrestling fan than I did at the time.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it has something to do with the fact that has such a friendship with Carlito.
Mm-hmm.
The masterpiece.
So after Chris Masters, number 27, Viscera.
Oh
Came
god.
out.
Fuck. Here we go.
Yeah, Big Daddy V.
Right in the pajamas.
The purple.
Yeah, this was that weird, I don't know what to call this.
The
gimmick,
one
this
that-
version of
the
the
like,
Lillian.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say.
The lover of Lillian.
That was fucked.
Yeah.
I forgot about those. That was fucked. Oh my god. She used to be so scared every time he came
Oh,
out.
yeah. But then it got to the point where, like, he was kind of protecting her at a certain point.
Yeah.
Where, you know what I mean? He was almost, like, protective of her. So
That's
if there
right,
was
yeah.
other people,
Yeah, true.
then he would kind of protect her.
So following that, number 28, Shelton Benjamin, hand in hand with who?
Mama.
His mama.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, his mama. That's
Again.
Shout out to Mama.
Back to my point.
Yep.
This wouldn't fucking happen nowadays.
Yeah.
Oh, why not?
I don't know, man. It's very stereotypical, I think. Very stereotypical black mother here. I don't know if it's... I don't think that that's something that they'd be getting away with.
No mamas?
Well, it's not the fact that it's his mom. It's just the fact that it's so... Like I
Yeah.
said, shout out to the movie Big Mama's
Yeah,
House.
it's
Like,
very,
I love that movie.
it's
But
very nutty.
yeah, can I break kayfabe here for a second?
Bro,
Can you turn up the heat a little bit in the shed?
it's the studio for one.
The studio shed. Where the boys are getting chilly over here in the studio. So
Well, I'm on fucking fire, so let's just keep this rolling. Number 29 was the returning Goldust.
Yes.
It still looks the exact same today.
And well, it's hard to
probably
tell
more
with the
trim.
face paint too.
No, not
you
at
gotta
all.
Keep in mind,
Not at all. He might have grown a little bit of a gut, but still the same.
He probably is better now, I think. No,
better what looking.
yeah. Because he was. Everyone was kept complimenting his shape when he came back in 20.
Yeah, he's 52 now,
Oh.
isn't he?
Wow.
52, 52, 53,
52.
or something like that. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Shout out to Goldust because he has a great book for any wrestling fans.
Any
that
big
I've checked out.
reading fans out
Yeah,
there?
yeah, that's true. And nobody likes to read. I'm a loser. So.
Wow. You don't have to bury
Yeah, you are a
yourself.
loser, actually.
No,
But no,
read.
like-
Go fucking learn something.
Yeah. Go read something. Go buy Neil deGrasse Tyson's book and learn
Yeah.
about space.
Go read about Goldust.
So this was his return.
Yeah.
So he hadn't wrestled in what would you say X amount? 10 years? 5 years?
No, I wouldn't say. I don't even know if I would say 5. Because the stuff when him and Book were tagging was probably like
03.
03, yeah.
So it's 3 years.
A few,
Okay.
Yeah, he had a few years.
Because I was gonna say I don't remember much Goldust in my 04 to 07
Yeah.
wrestling watching
Mhm.
time.
Again, I don't think probably didn't do too much.
No, I don't remember. I mean, this obviously, but I
Yeah.
don't think he had any kind of programs. And
Number 30.
do we need to talk about anybody else getting eliminated before we?
No, because at this point it got a little crowded. And when number 30 came out.
Yeah, and I think they needed to start fucking clearing house a bit. And I said I'd get to it later. HBK was eliminated by, or no, sorry, I was thinking Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy was eliminated by Viscera in an awful fucking spot. He went for like a twist of fate, and then Viscera kind of just lifted him up and looked like he couldn't even fucking lift him.
And then Matt Hardy pushed himself out, like when he kind of threw him.
Yeah.
You could see him kind of like lodge himself out. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very ugly. I
We
just had to
had,
point that out.
Ray and Van Dam team up, and they took out Super Crazy.
Yes.
Remember, Michaels got taken out too by McMahon, by Shane.
So we can
Vince
talk about
came
that
down.
a bit.
That's
yeah.
what. That's what I was waiting to get to that too. So McMahon comes out and Michaels looks out and he's like, "What the fuck?" I mean, we'll preface this with McMahon at the time was screwing over Michaels consistently. You know, he did it on Raw the week before, like we watched, and this is all leading into Mania 22 when they have their street fight. So we can see, looking back, we know how things turn out, so we know why that this was happening. But
And also, Sean was gaining some steam at this point. I know he tossed out a couple guys and he did get Shelton Benjamin out of there.
oh yeah, that
With that
kick,
great, right?
That was
Oh,
amazing.
that kick
was
by Shelton.
amazing.
and then flipped. Shelton turned around and kicked him in the head, and then Sean threw him into the ropes, I think, and then super kicked him out of the ring.
And then Sean also did get Eminem out of there too.
Yes,
Yep.
that was a really good spot as well, where
And that's
he kind of threw him. Like he missed one of them. I think he ducked out of the way,
Mhm.
and then that guy bumped in Eminem, and then he might have super kicked him or he chucked him. I can't remember.
I think he super kicked one, and then
The other
Sean-
guy fell because he
it
hit.
did go with the classic Sean spot.
Oh yeah,
where he
that was
does
with
the-
Sheldon when he flipped.
Oh yes, yeah.
When he flipped
Yeah.
outside and his feet were dangling, and then he flipped himself back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, great. It's a shame he was only in there. It's crazy. He was only in there 12 minutes and 55 seconds.
Seemed
It
a
seemed
lot
like
longer than that.
right?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
12 minutes? That's insane. It seemed a lot longer than that.
It's crazy when some of the people were in there, like Carlito, for fucking 25 minutes.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Maybe they don't get a lot of camera time. Maybe.
And it's all about the
too.
story too. Like
Maybe.
I always look at Rumbles like little matches.
Yeah.
Like you'll have your first set, and maybe your two guys that are going to last a while, or one guy, whatever. And then once all those guys get cleared out, then more guys come in, and it's kind of like the second part of the match. I don't know. It's kind of sometimes the way I look at the
Yeah.
Royal Rumble match itself.
Yeah, I can vibe with that. But yeah, did I don't think I even said I named number 30 yet. I didn't get to name.
No.
But everyone, I mean, if you don't know, if you're not keeping track, it
No.
was someone we talked about a little earlier, Randy Orton.
Yeah, and like Don said, I think if you were watching the Rumble and you watched the whole pay-per-view leading up, you kind of knew who wasn't out there
Yeah.
yet after seeing some of the backstage vignettes and shit. But
Randall.
yeah, Randall Keith Orton, RKO, comes out to... What did he do first? I think he went right for Benoit.
Yeah, he did. He did, and he got Benoit out of there.
He fucking threw him out quick times. I don't know if
Yeah.
that was playing off of their feud from
He,
the past.
he RKO'd Viscera as well. That was another notable thing.
That
he
was
did
a
there.
beautiful RKO, too.
Yes, that was a really good RKO. Do you want me to just get down to the final four here, basically?
Yeah,
Triple H, RVD, Randy, and Ray.
and a shout out to
Carlito as well
obviously,
for being the
'cause-
fifth guy.
Yeah.
Making it that long. I thought maybe for a second he was going to make it to the Final Four.
Yeah, me too, actually.
Yeah.
Me too. It did cross my mind.
And he's been there like that before. I think he's made to the final 2 or 3 in the Elimination Chamber. Him and Chris Masters.
I remember that.
I think that was the one Cena won, actually.
Yep.
After, which was crazy to go
He was
all over
all
the place. It was like a month before this pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So shout out to Carlito, was obviously liked by the company at this point. But yeah, so those were the final 4. Triple H, RVD, Randy, and Rey Mysterio. Definitely a cool 4.
Yeah.
A nice mix of different types of dudes.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't really have a big man in there, but still.
Yeah.
Ray and RVD working together, like you said, for that leg drop.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
That was cool. Yeah,
good
that was
spot.
Cool.
Kind of explain the spot in the corner where RVD gets eliminated.
Oh, so, well, like you said, him and Ray, they teamed up, and it was cool to see them working together. Like, it was they're both with their styles. It's just a nice
told
mesh.
you that I thought they were a tag team.
I think they were.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, because if they weren't, they were in my video game.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
So yeah, we had who was it that got? Let me get this correct. I don't want to say it wrong there.
Well, I know they were in the corner, right? RVD was up on the top rope, and then Triple H pushed Ray over his head. Like, Ray ran at him, and I don't know what the move is called, but where you kind of leapfrog them over you.
Yeah.
And he pushed him back into RVD, and RVD fell off the top rope.
Yeah, so technically, on paper, it would be Triple H and Rey Mysterio who kind of took him out.
Yeah, or even
Even
just
though
Rey Mysterio.
It wasn't at fault by Ray, but Triple H kind of made that all go down.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So then the final 3, I don't know if this is to be expected. Like, it seems kind of obvious, maybe looking back, when you see these 3 guys, that they're the final 3.
Yeah.
Because they were all very prominent in backstage segments. They were all pretty prominent in the match.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I don't know how many people thought Triple H might work his way into the title run or title picture, but it just seemed like it made sense that these 3 dudes were the final 3.
Yeah, that's true. And even going to Rob Van Dam, I mean, you had, like, later to come. Well, let's say WrestleMania. Let's fast forward a little bit for a quick second to WrestleMania, where we have Triple H in a title picture, Rey Mysterio, Randy Orton in a title picture, and then Rob Van Dam goes on to capture the Money in the Bank. So all 4 guys were kind of going in a good direction.
They were all pointed in the World Championship top level.
So I like how that kind of adds up as a thing. I think that's something I'm curious to look when we look at more Rumbles, that if that's a theme almost, you know, if we had some guys that were closer to the end that went on to do bigger things down the line. Yeah. So yeah.
The guys that get the push.
We had the old Evolution boys teaming up, kind of trying to take out Ray.
Yeah, he hit him with a double DDT that was really cool.
Yep.
And then a double 619. And then Ray I don't remember how they got there, but Ray had Triple H on the kind of the camera facing ropes.
Yep.
And he had him in like a body scissors and used that as a Hurricane Rana to toss Triple H out of the ring. Triple H obviously not very fucking happy with this. Reaches back in the ring, grabs Ray, throws him into the fucking steps. And at this point, you're thinking, shit. I mean, Randy just needs to pick him up and toss him out.
Yeah, left him for the pickings, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then we had the interaction between
Randy and Ray. Randy, I liked, I don't know if I could tell right away, but I loved that Ray ended up playing possum.
Yeah.
Because you looked like you think he's done. Triple H just fucking ended him. But Randy also took his time.
He did.
It wasn't like Randy just picked him up immediately and just chucked him out.
Yeah.
He taunted a little bit to the crowd. He picked him up on his shoulder, walked around the ring in a circle, made his way to kind of the ropes facing the entranceway. Went to, I think you guys talked about it while we were watching it, but he flips.
Yeah.
Ray
flips him midair.
Yeah, Ray
like
flips
mid-air.
from being chest down on his shoulder to being, back down on Randy's shoulder. And then as Randy's chucking him out of the ring, I mean, everybody knows this if they've seen it. It's a pretty iconic moment, but Ray gets him in the Hurricane Rana and chucks Randy outside the ring. Ray rolls back in. Ray is your winner of the Royal Rumble 2006 with a very shocked and surprised, I wish you could see my face right now, Randy Orton outside the ring in disbelief, to be completely honest.
Huge moment for Ray, definitely.
Oh,
For
massive.
his career.
Huge
Yeah, that was a
moment
big one.
for Ray.
Yeah.
Huge moment for Eddie.
Yeah.
Huge moment for,
The Guerrero family.
yes, I was going to say something even completely different too. Huge moment for small wrestlers.
For small
I was
wrestlers
gonna
too.
say,
Actually,
yeah.
yeah, that's a good one. That
You
is
know
a
what,
really good
I'm
one.
sure there was guys on the indies at this time, Daniel Bryan and shit in 2006 and 5 and 4. watching this going, fuck, maybe we got more of a shot. I mean, I know as much as it's not good to say, this has a lot to do with Eddie passing away and him getting this opportunity, but still, it happened and it's broken down doors, and then which led to guys like CM Punk, and which led to guys like Daniel Bryan, which has now led to, in 2019, we could name 20 guys
a whole
that are in that.
The whole 205 roster.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, shout out to Rey Mysterio and WWE for, letting somebody smaller and, do their shit and win the Royal Rumble. But this was a huge moment, epic. I remember watching it live. I remember that specific, like I said, when I was describing it, it's a pretty memorable moment, but just the flip, the Rey flipping over, and Hurricane running Eddie.
Yeah, he was about to get like suplex out of the ring or something when he caught him midair, and then he just got the Hurricane Rana like right around the head area. It wasn't like the body like Triple H was how he got eliminated. It was like by the head, and he flipped him, and I was like, wow, that was actually really impressive. How he caught himself too, that was crazy. Like, yeah, it was a really, really good moment. I was happy for him.
Yeah, pretty good, boys. Pretty good.
Pretty fucking good. And now I guess we will move on to the...
Yeah, unless you guys had anything else to say about that match other than pretty good.
Oh, yeah, no, we definitely covered most of the bases. I really just enjoyed like the structure, definitely, of this Rumble. I thought it was done well executed, other than, little moments. I'm not going to get too nitpicky about the coach and Simon Dean.
Yeah, like a couple guys that shouldn't be in it and shit, but yeah.
Or fucking Spirit Squad
you
at the
need
beginning.
Some of your...
Yeah, you need the comedy spots. You need a bit of everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I thought it was just done, really well, especially when you get down to those final guys. The way they got Shawn Michaels out of there was done well, too, I feel like.
With Vince, yeah.
Because a guy like Shawn Michaels, you want to protect. And,
And in the year before was all the Kurt Angle stuff, too.
Yep, exactly.
With Shawn, so. But yeah, before the main event, we did get a little segment backstage.
Oh, correct, yes.
We got Rey Mysterio with Chris Benoit, with Dean Malenko, and with Chavo Guerrero. Just a good moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To see the four of them, the significance that they all have to Eddie Guerrero, the family. They're all family. Chavo's family, but they're all family. Mm-hmm. So the classic matches that, Eddie's had with Benoit, with Rey, with Dean.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much with Chavo, but the tag runs.
Mm-hmm.
So just a really cool moment for Eddie Guerrero and wrestling in general.
Definitely.
But yeah, main event, or co-main event, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
One of them.
Why wasn't this the main event? Maybe we'll get into that later, but Edge versus John Cena for the WWE Championship. Probably one of my favorite feuds in the history of WWE, and I know that's a big fucking statement.
Yeah.
But I love this rivalry. I love the chemistry between the two of them that they have in ring. These guys have really good matches together. And to me, I might be speaking out of turn, or I don't know, but Edge brings something out of Cena.
Yeah.
That I don't think every opponent can get out of him.
Interesting you say, yeah.
I don't, like I said, that's just my own personal kind of way of
he
looking.
Pushes him a little harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that a little bit, yeah.
And I mean...
Yeah, especially with that feud that was going on, because that feud lasted a long time.
Yeah, it ended and then came back, too.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean?
That's
because
right, yep.
This was I don't know how much Edge challenged Cena after this, but, I mean, we'll talk about it. This Edge had only been champion for about a month at this point. So Edge cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase for the first time, I might add, at New Year's Resolution 1 month earlier. Cena wins the Elimination Chamber like we talked about with Carlito and Chris Masters. Edge comes out. Well, Vince comes out. I remember watching this fucking live too.
Yeah.
And Vince comes out and he's like, nope. Pay-per-view's not over yet. This man's cashing in his Money in the Bank. And then Edge comes out with Lita, hands over the briefcase, which, by the way, was just a black leather briefcase.
Oh, yeah. That's right. There was no writing on it at the time. Yeah.
It's not going to happen, but bring that back. That would make my fucking day. But anyway, so he cashes in, he wins the belt, and then he is champion for about a month. He says, going into this match, I don't want to be a transitional champion. They had the sex show 2 weeks prior on Raw to this show. So, Edge was definitely a company favorite. I mean, for the ratings they drew for the fucking sex show alone.
Yeah, finally getting up to the top. And then, taking him and John Cena, man. It's just a great, when I think of these two, it's just such a
Oh yeah, I told you, it's fucking awesome.
One of the top John Cena, one of his great opponents, I would say. Like he's had some good rivalries with a few different guys, but Edge is definitely one of the memorable ones for all of us, I think.
For sure.
But yeah, we'll get into the match a bit here.
Yeah, I got something right off the bat
because,
I mean, I always talk about this. This is kind of a thing for me, but when you're in a fucking blood feud like this, man, you can't have a collar and elbow fucking tie up to start the match.
Yeah, it was an interesting way to go.
That's a move. I mean, don't get me wrong, heels and babyfaces do it as well, but that's a move to me that like two babyfaces try and have a test of strength at the beginning of the match. Go back to Randy Orton and Benoit, SummerSlam 2004.
Yeah.
And we talked about in our look back how that Randy Orton switched from a heel to a babyface in the match. Similar to Kurt Angle, we'll talk about later, but you know, it's cool to see.
Yeah, it's you would think Cena or Edge would, want to go right at each other, punch, kick, anything really,
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Lockup was kind of a strange choice, but
unless Edge is turning face or vice versa, so I just didn't. I don't know. It's not my cup of tea when you got two guys that want to beat the fucking shit out of each other, and they have an arm wrestle essentially.
Yeah.
Now I know it's not, but to me it's a test of strength. It's a respect aspect of wrestling.
When I think about it now, this is just hitting me now. Maybe, I don't know, to try and justify it, I guess I'll say, to play devil's advocate. Maybe Cena, being the bigger of the two, being the stronger of the two, wanted to engage in the lockup just to, you know what I mean? Show, hey, I know I can get the better of Edge because I'm bigger, I'm stronger. I can get the better of him, so.
Which I agree with, but at that point, why doesn't Edge do something dirty?
Yeah.
Trip him.
Edge is thinking,
I can beat him too. I'm stronger. I don't want to be a transitional champion.
Yeah.
This is
Lita's out here right now.
Yeah, I got to impress Lita.
Just did a fucking sex show, man.
This is my first title defense. Was it his first? Probably was. I would imagine.
Yeah.
His first sex show? Yeah, it was.
Shout out to the ratings.
Yeah. We
talked about that.
Yeah, 5.2.
Something like that. Crazy compared to the type of stuff they're getting in 2019.
So I think it was, definitely his first title defense.
Yeah, well, he had only had the belt for a month, so unless they did some one-off on Raw that we don't remember or don't know about, it probably was his first title defense. How about that bump by Cena?
Oh, the leg drop.
The leg drop off the
John
fucking
Cena.
top rope.
Yeah. Taking, like, championship match, I guess you got to, go balls to the wall, throw it all on the line. So Cena did it, and he did pay the price, landing flat on the ass. What a crazy move to take, man.
Yeah.
I think that's why Matt Hardy's done now.
Back thing.
A lot of leg drops from the top rope.
Like Hogan too, man.
But I can respect Cena because he doesn't do it on a nightly basis, or never did it on a nightly basis. Like, this was the title match situation, WrestleMania situation. He's gonna pull it out if he has to.
It's not like Charlotte where she has to fucking do a backflip every fucking match she's in now. Off the top rope to outside the ring.
Yeah, it's literally like
maybe.
every.
Sorry, I don't want to get too 2019 talk, but that's
that's literally
because
like
we're in
every
2006.
Yeah, exactly. We'll save that for the round table. But there was a standing drop kick. I have it written down. I don't remember specifically when it took place, but obviously if I wrote it down, it must.
Oh well,
be.
Edge did a drop kick off the top rope to John Cena, which was nicely executed, I thought.
And baseball slide too, no? To outside the ring.
Yep. They did a lot of work. Well, not a lot. I don't want to say a lot, but they definitely got outside, did some brawling outside too. So they definitely got more into the blood feud type of things throughout the match, I would say.
Oh, no, you're right. And it's not that I don't think the match was good. Like I said, this is some of my favorite rivalries between two wrestlers, but it was just the beginning I wasn't a huge fan of. But yeah, they got into all kinds of shit. I guess we can go into kind of more or less the end, right?
Yeah, the close of it, yeah.
Yeah, so Cena, picks up Edge for the FU, not the AA. And Edge rakes the eyes, puts him down. And then there was a good sequence here. It was very, traditional, I would say. I don't know if it was right after this FU, but I think Cena put Edge down, and then Lita jumped up on the top rope to distract the referee.
Yeah.
Cena pushed Edge, obviously, into Lita, knocks Lita off the canvas or the ring onto the floor, and then Cena hits.
FUs, right?
Yeah, Cena grabs him, FUs him, and then gets in his new move for 2006, the STFU, which, do they still call it the STFU, or is it just the STF? Probably just the STF.
Yeah, for some reason I thought it had a completely different name later on, but
maybe
I don't know. Yeah.
It probably did, but I know back then it was the STFU.
The bank statement.
Younger's been on point tonight with the jokes. I love it.
Shout out to Sasha.
Yeah. But shout out to Cena for fucking locking
No, I
in.
agree.
Yeah.
And
that.
you not notice when he was about to lock it in, it's like he put his leg back, he took his time, and then like grabbed his arms and just went boom and just pulled. And
Yeah.
you see his fucking. I was like,
His friggin'
your face was hilarious,
30-inch
Nick.
pythons?
Yeah.
But-
all veiny and shit. Just fucking.
Yeah, well, it's just when you look at that and then you look the way he sets that move up nowadays, it's like a different move.
Yeah.
Back then, he would get his arm under the person's neck, whereas now it looks like he's doing a body scissors with his arms to the guy's head.
No, it's not. It's a lightning fist.
Do you know what I mean, though? Like, it looks like he's trying to crush the person's head like a walnut.
That's what I'm saying.
Rather
Like, he
than,
takes his time with his hands, and when
Yeah.
he puts them together, and then he just pulls
And he
like
would-
as hard as he can, right? Like,
yeah, but he would put them under their neck.
oh, underneath the
Yeah.
neck, though. Sorry, yeah.
Whereas
that's right,
now
yeah.
it's more of a, I'm trying to squish their head instead of choke them.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's something coming from higher up that he was told change this, but I don't know. Not my favorite.
Yeah, I'm glad that he busted it out and didn't just because like it was slower when he went with the FU. It was a little slower, so I was
Yeah.
like, "Fuck." Watching it at first, I'm like, I hope he doesn't just
Pin him with that?
because like he took his time. I would have expected Edge to kick out, so I'm glad that he locked in the submission, and then we seen the tap out, and then new WWE champion John Cena.
Yeah, is this his second run? Two-time?
Yep, this would be his second run. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was
'Cause-
only a year prior that he won his first one from JBL, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I wasn't sure. I guess he had the belt for a long time then, eh?
Yeah. He had his first run. He had a good stretch.
From
yeah.
Mania all the way to January.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, that's cool. I want to go back and watch that episode when he brought out the title because I fucking remember that too. The
Yeah, I'd be
smoke
curious to-
and him like looking up and then the title coming down from the ceiling.
Yeah.
And I remember like not hating it, but I didn't love it.
Yeah.
And I was young.
Yeah.
I probably would have hated it now if I seen that for the first time.
Yeah.
But I guess it worked with
It
his
made
John
sense
Cena
at that
gimmick
point,
at the
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Champ in gold. Just champ. I always thought that was funny. Instead of champion, it just says champ.
Yeah, champ. Yeah.
In like diamond.
Blinged out.
Push
He's,
it. Push it.
Gangsta. Push a T.
I don't know all these new rappers. That's just the first one that came to my head.
I just can't let you get off Pusha T being a new rapper. Pusha T
Yeah, actually, that too, yeah.
He's better in the game.
Well,
But
there you
Him
go.
and his twin.
back to 06. Right?
Yes.
No, back to his twin.
Todd Grisham interview with Edge and Lita.
Well, wait. We had the time here. The official time.
Okay,
was
yes, Dawn's time. Yes.
15 minutes and
I'm
one
getting that sound effect
second.
coming 2019.
It's gonna be like a Jeopardy kind of thing.
Maybe. That's
Yeah.
not a bad idea. Well, we can't use that specifically, but sorry, I cut you off. What was
That's
the
okay.
time?
It's 15 minutes and 1 second there for John Cena and Edge.
Kind of short, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe not.
We just got a super long rumble.
That's true. Yeah, it was like 62 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right. We'll go into the main event then.
Sounds good to me.
But first,
Yeah.
we have that segment there with Todd Grisham interviewing Lita and Edge backstage.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Attempting to, right?
Attempting.
Yeah, making an effort.
Fuck, that was so funny. How do you feel right now?
What is this? What
He-
was the Edge response?
He just pushed him. And then Lita looks and he goes, "You think this is a good time, Todd? You really think this is a good time?"
Yeah, good shit.
Surprised he wasn't like, I don't know, you got time later? Fuck.
So, shout out to Todd Grisham, host now on ESPN.
Yeah, I'm happy you said that, Younger, because I was going to say that as well. So shout out to Todd. And then we got a little quick interview from Kurt before he went out for his match.
Yeah.
And all I wrote was intensity.
Intensity. One of the three eyes.
Yes, he was definitely using one of those three eyes. But main event?
Kurt Angle defending his World Heavyweight Championship against the world's strongest man. we
Yeah,
can all
technically, I think he
Yeah.
is the world's strongest man.
say. Mark Henry.
Yeah.
With someone in his corner, too.
Arya Davari.
Yeah.
Is it Arya Davari or is that? No, that might be his brother.
Might be,
I might be getting confused.
No, it's just Davari.
It's just Davari. You're right.
Yeah.
My bad. The
You're,
brother.
you're getting the shout out on 205 Live.
That's
right
what I was
now.
going to say. I think that's his younger brother who's
That's
on 205 Live now.
That's right. Fuck yeah.
But yeah,
205.
Davari was with Kurt Angle first
Yeah, right?
and switched over to Mark Henry
Yeah.
somehow.
Something like that.
Who? Davari?
Yeah.
He was with the Great Khali.
Nobody. He
was,
was with.
yeah.
He was.
Oh, that was a lot later. Sorry. Fuck. What am I saying? Fuck. That was a lot later. Yeah, who was he? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I forget who it was at first. Oh, wasn't there? No.
He was with
Who
Kurt Angle
was
for
that?
quite a while.
Oh, no. I was going to say this other guy, but he came in later. Who was that other guy that he used to come down with all the time?
With who, sorry?
Who's this?
Davari.
He managed somebody else?
Yeah, who was that guy?
I'm not
You
sure.
know who
if
I'm
it wasn't
talking-
if it wasn't Khalid, I'm not sure. Oh,
That other dude.
Muhammad Hassan.
Muhammad Hassan. Thank
My
you.
boy.
That's who it was.
Shout out to Muhammad Hassan.
Yeah, he did.
That was his first manager
Yeah.
because he would come out, and I'm not going to do a representation of it on the show, but he would come out and scream Arabic. I mean, like scream it.
I wanted to hear your representation.
No, I'm not doing that on the show because I don't know. I catch enough negative heat on this show as it is. I don't need to get any more.
I'm not going to say anything.
But yeah, Mark Henry versus Kurt Angle with Davari in Mark Henry's corner. We'll talk about it at the end, but weird placement to put this in the last match of the night.
Interesting.
I was shocked. I mean, when we seen John Cena come out in the co-main event, for one, and two, the WWE Championship rather than the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
But how did you guys like this match? I mean, they're definitely two guys that you wouldn't think to put together.
Yeah.
And their styles are. It's not like you've got a big man and a high flying little guy to create all this movement.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that Kurt Angle can't create movement.
Yeah.
But it's just a different matchup. I don't know. How did you guys feel about this?
I feel like the promo that we seen earlier in the evening, it made me feel a little better about the match, because at first on paper I wasn't super excited about it. I'm like, whatever. Like I wasn't chomping at the bit for this one, but the promo was done really well, and it kind of made me a little more invested into the match. They really showcased Mark Henry in a good light. Obviously, Kurt Angle being the champion getting showcased in a good light.
Henry's a fucking beast.
Yeah,
that guy's a unit.
Yeah.
I don't know what he weighed at the time. Probably 4 or something.
Oh yeah, he was up there for sure.
But yeah, he is a unit.
So yeah, no, I was, and it wasn't too bad. I thought they worked well with what the time they were given to, and being the main event, it was decent.
Yeah,
I didn't have too much hype on it at all.
No. Were you a fan of this version of Kurt Angle? Because this might be my favorite version of Kurt Angle.
What was this version?
Well,
what do you mean?
Just the World Heavyweight Championship run.
Just the run in general? Yeah, because I do remember this back in the day.
Opposed to maybe early Kurt Angle, right?
Yeah, early, for sure. Oh, yeah, because I would have been like, who the fuck is this guy, right? Yeah,
well,
for sure.
Me and you weren't watching as much.
We weren't watching,
either,
exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't mind that, because his whole heavyweight run was really nice. And then this is when he kind of turned heel too, wasn't it?
Well, that's what we'll get to. This match, I mean, the match was pretty good, as I always say. But Kurt Angle did so many heel tactics. I mean, it was all kind of after the ref got knocked out.
Yeah.
But still, he
used the chair.
Yeah. Well, the ref gets knocked out.
That's right.
Yep. He goes out to get the chair.
Yep.
He hits Davari with the chair.
Yep.
So that's one. He comes back in to hit Mark. I think Mark grabbed the chair from him and didn't let him hit him. But then somehow he got it back from Mark. Hit him twice in the fucking face.
Oh, yeah.
Not in the forehead.
Juiced him.
In the face.
The second one was crazy.
Like in his cheek. It was fucked. Go back and watch it. And then what? He pulls the turnbuckle, middle turnbuckle off.
Yep, took off the turnbuckle.
And then he holds the rope at the end to get the pin. But the match itself, how about Mark Henry? Because I don't want to go right to the finish right away. Mark Henry picked up Kurt Angle and fucking threw him out of the ring like he was a bag of potatoes.
Yeah, fuck.
Crazy. Not that I'm surprised that Mark Henry could do that, but I like those big man moves sometimes, and he pulled out a bear hug, which I'm very old school. I love that shit when he, you know what I mean? He had him up there, and it's believable to me when you buy in, because when there's a guy that fucking big, if he picked me up, not that I'm Kurt Angle's size, I'm not getting out of there. You're not moving.
Yeah, it's definitely more believable when it's a guy.
Yeah,
I don't care how much of a wrestler you are.
Yeah.
That should not even be I know kayfabe and shit, right?
Of course. When you see a guy, you know what I mean? It's not like he's bear hugging Kane or something.
That's right.
It's and I think Kane might be able to get out of this, but no, it was believable. Definitely believable. Don?
So yeah, no, Kurt Angle busting out every trick in the book really to keep his title.
Yeah,
2 or 3 ankle locks too as well. A couple of times, 2 or 3 ankle locks. He even got out of the ropes there a couple of times where I think Henry went to, I forget where it was, and then he snuck underneath his legs.
Yeah.
He got out of it. And then,
Yeah.
remember that? There was, I don't know how it happened. It
I
was
know
like
exactly what you're talking about.
you know what I
but
mean?
yeah.
It was against the ropes. I don't know what happened.
And he went
but-
under his legs and then got him in an ankle lock after that. That was really good. What else was? Oh, that hip toss. Oh my God.
Yeah, the Kurt Angle hip toss. Yes.
Oh, when
great.
he's pulling him really,
He
really
was,
hard.
and
yeah.
it was so slow, but I liked it.
Yep.
Like it was like you could see the effort that it took for Kurt Angle.
You
to
could see his right leg was shaking a little bit. Like, I actually think he actually had to.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Into-
You
yeah.
could.
Don't worry,
see-
Henry helped him a bit, but like at first, Henry's like,
I think there was a point
Like-
there where he was straight just deadlifting.
Yeah, he was.
turning him
Henry
over.
goes, no, you can lift me because I'm tired as fuck. So you can lift me for
Yeah.
this first part.
Move me over, Kurt.
Yeah.
But
And then he gets him over. Yeah, it was great.
No, I
actually.
completely agree with that. Yeah, that was really nice. That was really nice.
but yeah, go.
No, I just wanted to say I feel like it speaks a lot to the to Mark Henry even as a character and as a wrestler for this match. That Kurt Angle, he had to bust out so many different tactics because he just really couldn't get him. He finally he met someone, not to say like he met his match, but in a way, yeah, sort of met. His
He had to
match.
pull out more of the stops that he wouldn't normally have to pull out.
Yeah,
But yeah, like we said, he gets him with a schoolboy right near the ropes. It was cool. I liked it. You don't normally see. Normally they'll grab the ropes just to grab the ropes.
yeah,
And you're supposed to, you buy into the fact that the leverage was there. The way that they did this one, I don't know if it was just the way that they happened to be positioned at the time, but it looked like Kurt needed to grab the ropes.
Yeah.
Like it looked like if he didn't grab the ropes, then he would have fell over because he didn't have his balance.
yeah.
So I really liked that made sense, because I mean, when you're watching something like this, you want to have it make sense so you can buy in, right? But I really enjoyed that.
So yeah, no, Kurt Angle getting it done with some heel tactics there to beat Mark Henry and retain the world. Heavyweight
Held the
title.
ropes. Yeah, held the ropes at the end there.
Yeah, and Mark Henry staying strong too, right? So
Which I think was needed as well, because as I spoke on a little earlier in the Rumble, Mark Henry also goes on to do some big things WrestleMania time.
yeah, well, perfect segue.
Yeah,
But there's a reason that this match was the final match of the night. We know that. After the match was over, we knew that, at least we knew why, because the lights went out. We got the bell, we got some druids, and we got the man himself, Undertaker, coming out on a carriage with some white horses.
Yeah.
I know you were a big fan of that, Younger.
Yeah, I was. I was a huge fan.
Yeah, we had never seen that. We had never seen that before, so that was cool to see. But yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on Undertaker closing the show? I mean, was it necessary to break the ring? Because that's why this was the main event, because they
Yeah.
were breaking the fucking ring.
Hey, I just remember the whole thing out of that. Like out of this pay per view, I'll remember like majority of this, but Taz at the end. Holy fuck!
I think we know some of Younger's memorable moments, maybe.
yeah.
yeah.
Oh man, that was fucking good. But yeah,
The lightning.
that's how Undertaker is. He's supposed to be that scary
Yeah.
ass motherfucker that can do anything,
Well, they had it all: the lights, the smoke,
Yep.
everything.
the lightning,
The
out of
white
his-
horses,
out of his the white
the
horses,
carriage.
Jesus,
He's just missing Cinderella. Fuck. But yeah,
it
that
does
was
sound a bit like a Disney movie.
yeah.
Come on, he's the dead man, guy.
Sorry. He could.
Oh, he's
No,
the dead
but-
man, all right.
But you know what I liked about it a lot actually is the fact that when Undertaker, we've seen him do these pop-ups when he reappears, comes back, lights go out, he'll appear, or, does some crazy weird shit with the ring. We've seen him do a ton of different things. I like that he acknowledged, like he didn't have to say anything. He didn't even have to touch
Taker?
Kurt Angle.
Fuck, he didn't
He
even have
just-
to get off the carriage.
Yeah, but when he points to his waist and symbols that
he wants the
that's
belt.
what I want. I
That's
want
what
the
I'm here
title.
for.
Yeah, so I like that little bit of it. Like it was a nice touch.
Yeah. How about Kurt Angle's face?
Oh yeah, priceless.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, but maybe check our Instagram. That might be getting posted on our Instagram page, so maybe stay tuned for that. I don't
Looking
know.
like he's seen
We'll see.
a ghost.
Oh, and shout out to Kurt Angle for wearing his Olympic gold medal.
Yes.
Because I didn't really know about that either.
we talked
Oh,
about
yeah.
that during the show.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing that up, Younger, because I don't know if I brought it up to you guys, but I said, like, that's his real gold medal. This isn't the, the red, white.
Which I never knew, by the way.
Yeah.
Because we talked about that too, right, during the show? Yeah.
Absolutely.
All of us actually did.
Back
not
when
know
he
that.
was first broke in, he wore, sometimes I think he wore more than one medal too, no?
You wore
Yes,
those
he
6
did.
different ones you get from the fucking
Multiple.
Dollarama.
Yeah, they were
Good game, sport.
pretty much.
There was 6, yeah.
No, but there
Yeah.
was like 4 at least. There was a few.
It was like 2.
No.
No, he used
There
to wear
was a
like
time
4.
when he had a bunch on. I mean, Don would know better than us, but I feel like I remember
There was probably
a bunch
couple.
on there at once. But anyway,
that was King Angle.
At this
King
one,
Booker, King Angle.
That was great.
I forgot
King
about that.
Kurt.
King Kurt. Anyway, so the medal he had here was the green. You could see it says
Yeah.
Atlanta
That's
1996
amazing.
on it, and it's the green. So good for him for, bringing that on the road with him.
That realism.
That's wild.
Oh, we did talk about this during the show, and I looked it up too. Henry did fight. Not fight. He was doing weightlifting in the Olympics that time too.
Oh, yes.
When Angle's there, I was reading it, and he was in the Atlanta. I don't think he won anything though.
Because that was something we were talking about. We were saying, were they at
Excuse
the
me.
Olympics at the same fucking time, these two?
Yeah,
if they
because I was
were,
reading it. Yeah, and he was there
pretty
too.
cool.
Yeah.
Either way, they were there. Whether they both won something, they were both at the Olympics at the same time. And now they're both having a wrestling match here.
Yeah, the Olympic committee loved that shit, eh? Fuck yeah.
But yeah, all in all, what an ending.
Yeah.
I think if it was up to me, after being so shocked that it wasn't the main event, I would still choose this to be the main event after seeing everything with the ring breaking. It really added to the Kurt Angle Undertaker stuff. And going forward, maybe whether we look back at it or not, probably not, maybe who knows, but I want to watch that Undertaker Kurt Angle match again, apparently. Me and Donovan watched it already and I don't remember, but I want to watch it again and take that in.
Yeah. It was
because
a good match.
Yeah. The only other thing I wanted to say about the show before we get into our memorable moments and all that kind of stuff was just that Randy Orton did end up getting another shot at Rey Mysterio at No Way Out as well.
Yep.
Which led to him cheating to win the match. Teddy Long then, saying that it was going to be a triple threat because Rey technically had his WrestleMania main event taken away.
Yeah.
At No Way Out because Rey was baited to put that on the line against Randy Orton in the No Way Out match and then lost. And then Teddy Long, said, Rey, it's a triple threat. We having a triple threat match. So.
Shout out to Theodore.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did I say Teddy or is it the same?
It's the same thing.
Yeah, I was going to say. Did I thought? Fuck.
Theodore.
We know him.
Yeah, we know. Pretty good pay-per-view, guys. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
I would rewatch it again. Like, not tomorrow
it
or
was-
something, but it's something I feel like I could see myself watching this pay-per-view again down the line.
For sure.
Before we get to our moments of the night there, Don, how many Meltzers are we giving this their pay-per-view?
The Meltzers, Younger? I'd like to hear your review maybe first.
Again, as we know, Meltzers here at the Pro Wrestling Look Back are equivalent to star rating.
During the show, I thought it was a 4. I'll give it a 3.5.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm in the same boat as Younger. I would say while watching it a 4.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then you have a second to when the show's over to sit back and look at it in hindsight maybe. And I'd go more like right down the middle. It was a pretty good show. I mean, pretty good usually for me means really good, but I would say it was a good show. Right down the middle. Good.
Yeah. It looks like we're all on the same exact page then.
We might have to mark that one down in the books because I don't know if that's ever happened before.
No, because I would definitely give it the same. 3.5, yeah. There was parts of it I really enjoyed, like the Rumble match, amazingly done. The structure of it, I loved.
The opening card was amazing.
The way it ends.
The opening card, the Cruiserweights, man.
Yeah, that
crazy.
6-man match was pretty good.
Yeah.
Honestly, shout out to some of the backstage segments.
Yeah, definitely. Backstage stuff.
I love that stuff backstage.
What number did you get?
The way you did that was like perfect too.
I can't tell you what number I got. I'm sorry.
Maybe I'll see you out there.
Maybe you will. Maybe you
won't. Shout out to RKO.
Yeah. With all that being said, you want to sing us in there, Don?
You know what time it is? Younger? Do you know what time it is?
What time is it?
It's time for Moments of the Night.
Dun, dun.
Moments of the Night.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right. Moments of the night. Our memorable moments at the Pro Wrestling Look Back podcast. Like I always say, these are moments, spots, little thing, anything basically that happens in the pay-per-view that we're going to remember down the line. You know, whether it's a year from now, 5 years, 1 week, or even tomorrow, what's the stuff that's going to stick out to us when we think back Royal Rumble 2006 as a whole, as a pay-per-view? What are your memorable moments, guys?
I guess I'll start first.
Absolutely.
Ray's the biggest one for me, winning it the whole thing, because at the time I didn't even know he was even going to have a shot at the time. So that was really nice. Well, I shouldn't say that, but because like I remember watching some of the shows back in the day, and there was a little bit of a build-up with them. But that was one. Paul motherfucking London with that beautiful star press right off the top ropes there.
Yes,
that
call
was
back to the beginning of the show.
Oh my god, fuck! I love you, Paul London.
Yes.
And
awesome.
Probably, you know what? This has probably got to be number one for me.
Is it Trevor?
Oh, it's Mr. Murdoch.
Oh, it was.
I was going to say that, or I was going to say Jazz Fingers by Undertaker at the end of the night there, but with the lightning bolts. But yeah, Trevor Murdoch though. That's my Dad. Man. I miss you. I hope you're around. We have to catch up soon. And but yeah, Trevor fucking Murdoch, man. Come on, like that guy's just a beauty. What
That's
a
awesome.
fucking beauty.
Awesome.
And I looked up him recently. And he was fighting for, which was really weird because they don't have it anymore, was TNA. But it was TNA out in, I think, was it Mexico?
No, it was like India
or India or something.
It was really random.
And he's out there. What the fuck are you doing out there, first of all? Second of all, who cares? You're a fucking beauty.
Yeah,
and
third off, Mr. Murdoch.
Oh, God. I miss you. But yeah, those are my moments.
Memorable moments from your boy Younger.
That's right, your boy.
I had to slide that in.
Official. But yeah, no. For me...
Yeah, no belt here. All right, I already got it.
Coming 2019.
Yes, definitely.
No.
To a theater near you.
The moments that will stand the test of time for Don. Definitely the back... It's a piece of the backstage segment I want to talk about.
Yes, I had a feeling that you were going to go there.
Yeah. With when Rey Mysterio picks his number and the whole...
I keep forgetting that. That is a great...
Yeah,
that is nice,
it's just
man.
a feel
That's really
good,
nice. Yeah.
feel good moment, especially with what's later to come. And I've seen different wrap-up package style promo things where they show you a flashback of a certain Royal Rumble, and you'll see, that moment where Rey picks his number and acknowledges like Eddie got him again.
Exactly. Yep.
And there was no hokey shit with the girls, and no one. He's not grabbing the ball out of someone's asshole or something. It was good.
Sliding the ball off
no funny
hey,
shit.
Sliding the
Ray.
ball
I
off
like
the
it.
boob.
Keep it straight. Keep it
No
keep
Candace.
it good.
Yeah.
No bullshit. And
Candace.
and then showing all the guys he eliminated, and just that particular moment though, it always stands out to me when I think of the Rumble that Rey won. I don't always just think of the moment at the end where he's celebrating the entrance and everything, but that particular moment where he grabs the number, it's a very feel good,
memorable moment.
Memorable moment. Yeah.
Nice.
Honorable.
Yeah, you don't normally have as
honorable
many.
mentions.
You
I don't really.
You stick with one and then an honorable.
Oh, I got one, by the way.
It was definitely
right off the bat.
It's
If
too
we're
late
gonna
now.
do that,
It's too late.
It's too late. Yeah.
Oh no!
I'm just
well,
fine.
let's just do it right now. The fucking girls. Oh yeah, Candace,
Tori and
Victoria.
Victoria.
Oh, woo,
And that diva tramp stamp.
buddy.
Anyway,
Some other
shout out to your boy Younger.
So some other standout parts. It was interesting that we didn't see other titles really defended much. Like we did see the Cruiserweight title defended.
No IC, no
main and the main two. But we didn't see the IC. We've seen appearances by all these champions. The women's champ Trish being the ref.
Yeah.
The tag champs in the Rumble.
Ric Flair,
and Booker T. But it was interesting to me that there was no, Intercontinental title match, U.S. title match.
Yeah. Which
tag
we're getting
match.
this year in 2019.
Yeah.
So.
Some years you get it, some you don't. So, take the wins with the losses. But I think that's what it's going to stand out to me, too.
Do you guys like it when they do, because they've done that before, they'll have like a match like that, a championship match, and then you'll see them later on in the Rumble? Or do you only want to see them for that match only?
I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all.
You don't mind them? Well, when they come back out later, I want to see it like Adam fucking Cole did last year, where he fought the night before.
And he's selling with
and then
tape
he sells
or something.
the shit out of it. Yeah, that was amazing.
Totally.
That was great.
I would like to see more of that in general. If I see two guys go at it in a TLC match on Sunday night, preferably I'd like them to come out on Monday with a fucking crutch or a bandage or something. So I'd like to see more of that in general.
Which, speaking on that, there was a Rumble, I don't know the exact year, but it was when Kevin Owens, Dean Ambrose had a brutal hardcore match for the Intercontinental belt earlier in the night, and I think they both were selling their injuries
in the Rumble?
later in the Rumble match.
Oh, yeah, Kevin came out with that limp.
Yeah.
Was that?
Yeah,
probably
that,
16?
You're right.
16
Fuck,
or
that was
17?
Yeah, remember it? Yeah,
Yeah.
the limp that he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was angry. Remember, he was coming to the ring. He was all pissed, but he was limping. He was
Yeah.
dragging his foot and
I
shit.
do remember the
Yeah, you
dragging the
remember?
foot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So overall, I do like to see people appear couple times in the night. That's cool.
Yeah, sorry. We're going for memorable moments here. So sorry. I just had to bring
But yeah,
little things up
that's
like that.
That's your
it's mine in the
breaking it down.
Yeah.
Okay, myself.
Oh, yeah.
Number 3, because I always get 3, and then I give you an honorable mention.
All right.
But I mean, I am taking notes the whole time, and you guys are just spitting what you remember. So, number 3 is the Rumble not being the main event. I mean, I always kind of have a negative one, just to be, to cover all the bases.
Mm-hmm.
That one for me, I mean, we found out why with the ring breaking and everything and Kurt Angle. I'd probably still do it that way, but it's going to stick out because I don't think I remembered that. I feel like I remembered Rey Mysterio winning and then the show going off, but you can ask Donovan. My memory sometimes isn't the best, so it is what it is. Number 2, the World Heavyweight Championship being in the main event.
Yeah.
I don't remember this. There isn't many times in wrestling, or in WWE, I'd say, that title has been bigger than the WWE Championship. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just doesn't happen very often, so it's something that's going to stick out to me, memorable moment.
For sure.
Number 1, I got to bounce off what Younger's saying, and it's not even because he said it, it's because he's fucking right. Rey Mysterio winning.
Oh, for fuck's sakes, man. Not Trevor Murdoch?
I thought for a second you were going with Trevor.
Damn
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Shit.
Shout out to Trevor. But yeah, Rey.
Yeah.
I mean, I said it when we talked about it, but that little sequence of Randy Orton flipping him outside the ring is something, that's my big memorable moment. If I close my eyes and picture this pay-per-view, that's what I see. That, and then Rey Mysterio kind of celebrating in the middle of the ring as well as on the second rope, as he would be to the crowd. So yeah, those are my top 3 memorable moments. I love this pay-per-view. I mean, I know I only gave it a 3.5, but it like I said, it's definitely something I would go back and watch again in the future. Honorable mention, Undertaker's entrance.
Yeah.
What was it, Younger?
Jazz fingers.
Jazz fingers and the lightning.
Jazz hands, jazz fingers, same fucking thing. Who cares?
I enjoyed it. It was cool. It was different. You don't normally see the horse. And I liked what Donovan said about the fact he didn't have to fucking touch him. He didn't have to say anything. He just pointed to his waist. I want your fucking belt.
Ring explodes. Taz, holy fuck. Holy fuck was right.
Exactly. So yeah, that's pretty much where all the memorable moments end for us at the Pro Wrestling Look Back podcast. Yeah. But as I always say, and I think I've said it 17 times on this show, it was a pretty good pay-per-view. And we're happy that you guys listened to the entire show here. If you have, like I always say, thank you for checking out the whole Pro Wrestling Look Back podcast. This has been, the Look Back Show for Royal Rumble 2006. If that's all we got, guys, I think we can probably
wrap it
on up. As Don always says, don't forget to wrap it up.
Jesus Christ.
And while you're at it, don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at PWLookback on both of those. Send us an email if you want as well, prowrestlinglookback@gmail.com. And big news, big news, if you're listening to us on iTunes, you already know, but check us out on iTunes, check us out on Podbean, Spotify. We're available on all the podcast apps now. Yeah, there's a round of applause from Younger. Yeah. I think we can say it now, boys. We've always have been, but we're officially a podcast now. We are officially a podcast. So give us a subscribe on all of those. Go to iTunes, rate us 5 stars if you feel that we deserve 5 stars.
We do.
Give us some comments. Let us know what you think of the show so far. And check us out on YouTube as well if that's where you've been watching the shows and that suits your listening needs best. Keep doing that. All the episodes are still going to be going up on YouTube as well. But yeah, don't forget to check out our podcast family. The Wu-Tang of Wrestling, I think is what we're calling it nowadays. The Woo. But our little group of friends at Armchair Bookers Podcast, at the 20x20 Podcast, at the Deadass Girls Podcast, and at Wells Mania. As well as, don't forget to check out Stringer's Podcast.
The Woo of Group? What? I like that. That's sick.
Oh yeah, we got to get.
That is sick.
We'll get you. We'll show you the tweets.
Oh damn.
We've been talking.
Oh man.
I just told him as long as I get to be Ghostface, I don't care.
Oh God. Okay. All right. Whatever you say, fuckface. That was mine.
We'll battle. You got to battle for Younger first, and then we'll battle for the Ghostface.
No, I already got Younger. Your boy.
Or your boy.
Sick and tired of this shit.
I fucked that one up. But it's all good. Like I said, guys, thanks for checking out the show so far. And check out at the Stringer Podcast as well. They're more of a local Toronto, local, but I mean, they're all over the world. But they're in Toronto, and they kind of have a lot of local guests from Toronto on there. Me and Donovan were on. Younger's going to be with us next time we go down. But check that out. It's on Spotify, Podbean, everywhere you can get the podcasts, and give them a subscribe as well. With I guess that's pretty much it. With all that being said, check out us on Twitter as well, at Salsa, SCELSA.
Need more followers, guys. At ZJVY93. I'm just going to give up at this point, to be honest.
If you want to follow him on Instagram, too, it's at just ZJVY, no 93.
Instagram. Yeah, just at ZJVY.
We don't usually say that, but mine's the same on both, so that's why
I don't want to be followed on Instagram, but you can always hit my Twitter, and that is JustDon44.
At JustDon44. Yeah, thanks for checking out the Pro Wrestling Look Back podcast, guys. I've been Nick.
I'm Younger.
And it's Donovan telling you to stay classy.
Parading around with Mysterio and Rey. Rey hanging on to the top rope. Rey hanging on for dear life here. Whoa. Mysterio! He did it! He did it! No way! He did it! No way! Rey Mysterio did it! Rey Mysterio!